Talking by the fire, but the room's ice cold. All of us a gift, guess it came pre-sold. Found the lips on the best friend, ribbons came untied. Unwrapped betrayal, under that you tied. Mistletoe hanging, but the vibe ain't sweet. So I'm tangled up where I used to keep my seed. The random seed ain't from no candy cane. Ain't no ollie, ain't no jolly, just this burning pain. Christmas red is the fire in my head. Yeah, the trust is dead. Tree lights flicker, but my mind's on rewind. Every I love you now feels weaponized. Eggnog spike, but it ain't numb in the skin. Her best friend took my crown, now I'm the fool king.
Right.
Sleigh bells ringing, but they sound like the
One.
Yeah, we on. Pop a cork, set the scene. Gold glass, big dreams. Little hood, still pristine. Laugh lines where lipstick sheen. Secrets fizz when we sit down. High heels, low-key crown. Spill tea, still hold it down. Toast up, level up now. Champagne secrets, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder.
Slow pour, let it rise. Real talk, no disguise. Bad days, but we still thrive. Soft heart, hard-earned pride. I'm enough. Big bag, big piece too. Pray first, then make move. I'm blessed. Self-love in every view. Hit play, it's a new you. I'm chosen.
Champagne secret, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. I'm healed. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, a lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder. Picking, down, new ride. Deep breath, slow sound, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready. Champagne, secrets out now, I'm ready.
Hey girl,
Hey girl,
what you doing?
nothing much.
Get dressed.
For why?
Because we're going to the city. I need a little sip, savor, and spill.
Let's toast.
What you got going on tonight?
Can't call it. Owning the night. What you getting into?
Empress down in the city tonight. I'm feeling like champagne.
Let's toast.
The content you are about to indulge in may contain high levels of truth, sarcasm, and emotional damage. Viewer discretion is advised, but honestly, you clicked, so here we are.
Side effects of watching may include sudden clarity about your life choices, uncontrollable laughter at inappropriate moments, mild to severe eye rolling at ignorant comments in the chat, increased confidence, boldness, and I said what I said energy, or getting read like a hardcover novel with highlighted notes. Your bad take being turned into tonight's entertainment. A free personality evaluation you didn't ask for, but clearly needed, and temporary embarrassment followed by permanent self-reflection, optional, but recommended. Do not consume if you are allergic to accountability, growth, hearing the truth without sugarcoating. If symptoms of being triggered persist, log off hydrate, and try again tomorrow. By continuing to watch, you agree that your feelings may or may not be spared, and that's between you and your Wi-Fi.
Management will not be issuing apologies, refunds, or emotional support for bruised ego.
We do not argue here. We educate, escalate, and occasionally decorate the situation with a little razzle-dazzle, respectfully.
Stay classy, stay sassy, and remember, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Either way, the glass stay full and the tea stay hot. You either handle it or get handled. Can you handle it? Let's toast.
Silk on my skin.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! I'm about to open some fucking windows.
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin, undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut blow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home. You say, right, let the night decide. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss, cowed in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over this ride, sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne and silk on my lips, watch the whole damn town submit.
I'm that night rider, low-key lavish. Gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve of my neck. I call that liquid respect.
You taste like someone in a slow pour. I sip. Confidence dripping to the towel floor. Wheel it. Every baby in your baritone. Down my eye heels clicking like a metronome. Champagne and silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss. Power in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over his ride, sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne and silk on my lips, watch the whole damn town submit. Sweet like nectar, sweet like nectar, sweet like nectar, like sweet like nectar, sweet like nectar, sweet like nectar. Can y'all hear me?
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin, undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut blow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home.
You say, right.
Testing 1, 2. Can y'all hear me?
I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk.
Give me some champagne glasses if you can hear me. This is what happens when I decide to use something other than OBS. Can y'all hear me? Give me a champagne glass if you can hear me, okay? Okay, I got glasses. For some reason, it's not reading my mic. Hold on.
Watch the whole downtown submit.
I'm that night rider, low-key lavish. Gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell, sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve of my neck. I call that liquid respect.
You taste like someone in a slow pour. Confidence dripping to the
Testing 1, 2. Alright, y'all can hear me like this. We just gonna do it like this and hope it go right. Champagne gang, FizzFam, Confidante, and visitors to the Champagne City. Baby, welcome in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me turn this down for a second. Come on in, welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, and you are joining me for grown discussions and bubbly banter. Baby, over here, we get classy with a twist, huh? A little clink with chaos with a side of charm. So if you're ready to sip, savor, and spill, please grab your favorite glass of bubbly. I don't care if it's sparkling water. Make sure you have your charger handy because this is going to be a long one. Make sure you're nice and comfy, fellas, PJs, ladies, jammy jams. Kick your feet up in the Chase Lounge and let's get ready to get into it. We done wasted enough time with StreamYard playing with my stream. Y'all ready to get into some positivity and affirmation? Because y'all know that's what come next. You already know. Please do me a favor and take that glass and raise it high in the air. You ready? You ready? Today we're talking about own the room. Tonight, you don't ask for space. You become the space. Because let's be clear, you didn't come this far to shrink, you to second guess, to quietly hope you're enough. You are. And it shows when you decide it does. Own the room. Not by being loud, but by being locked in. It's in your posture. It's in your pause. It's in the way you don't rush to feel silence. You let it sit. And let them feel you in it. Own the room. You don't over-explain anymore. You don't overextend anymore. You don't twist yourself into something digestible just to be accepted. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, well, they weren't meant to. Because your presence, baby, it's not for everybody. It's for the right ones. Own the room. Calm when it's chaotic, sharp when it matters, and confident enough to know how. You don't need approval to take up space that already belongs to you. So tonight, no shrinking, no dimming, no waiting to feel ready. You step in as you are, and let that be more than enough. Now say it with me. I don't ask for permission. I move with authority. I don't doubt my presence. I stand firm in it. I don't shrink for comfort. I expand into who I am. I am the energy, composed, confident, and undeniable. And tonight, I don't enter rooms quietly. I own them without saying a word. And if you believe that the same way I believe that, deep down on the inside, raise that glass high in the air with me. Let's toast.
won the Chipotle card. Baby, you up next. Let's see. But you didn't really eat Chipotle like that, so it's like, yeah. Okay, come on. What you gonna do? 4. Okay, pick 4.
Okay, green machine.
Okay.
This only supposed to be like that though. But it's all good. I want to stop.
Talking. Ooh, it's your favorite color.
You know, Lulu. What they do.
All right, so I just won the Chipotle card. Baby, you up next. Let's see. But you didn't really eat Chipotle like that, so it's like, yeah. Okay, come on. What you gonna do? 4. Okay, pick 4.
Okay, green machine.
Okay.
This only supposed to be like that though. But it's all good. I want to stop.
Talking. Ooh, it's your favorite color.
You know, Lulu. What they do.
All right, so I just won the Chipotle card. Baby, you up next. Let's see. But you didn't really eat Chipotle like that, so it's like, yeah. Okay.
What's going on, Champagne Gang? Y'all, this is why I use OBS. I like to be able to be in control and transition my stuff. StreamYard is just not for me. It's not. Soon as I figure out how to pull my panel into OBS, it's a wrap. I ain't using it no more. But welcome in, Champagne Gang. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining me in the alley, the Champagne alley that is, where, you know, danger sometimes wears heels and lipstick. And we've been getting into this story of Tyrone Davis, justice for Dro, T2, and y'all know we started all the way back at the beginning because, you know, the story had got a little bit messy. You know, I keep telling y'all can do too much sometime and not enough all at the same time. So we want to be able to get into it. We've gone over the video footage from them at the cabin. We've gone into some timeline of them at the cabin, some of the things that happened after they left the cabin. We listened to video from Natasha, the original video that notified us of what was going on with Tyrone Davis. And again, I say, I let you all know in the beginning. I let you know that because the police ain't came out and because there's no news articles or news footage, to take everything with a grain of salt, because we don't know. We can only react to what's being put out there, but we don't know what's factual, right? So we went back, covered all of that. We also yesterday covered the autopsy footage. Well, clips. I broke all of them down, so you can definitely go back to the video on yesterday and watch that if you want to see a breakdown of the autopsy completely all the way through with visuals, because you know I'm a visual kind of girl. So today what I wanted to do, because we also listened to the advocate, and I don't want to mess up her name, that's why I don't call it, no, it's no tea, no shade, but we want to listen to the advocate. We listened to it in full yesterday, and I told you guys today that I want to listen to it again, but I want to do it panel style, because a lot of the stuff, I told y'all I pay attention to stuff that people say but not really saying. I pay attention to what the other people not really paying attention to, reading behind the scenes and between the lines and in betwixt the numbers and in between the letters that's in the letters. Yeah, because I just gotta know, right? So I want to be able to come on a panel with y'all, and I just want to have a debriefing of everything that we've listened to. I also want to re-listen to the video with you guys and see what you guys think, because, you know, I told y'all some of this already, that it don't make sense. You gotta make 2 + 2 = 4, because ever since you were in school, they told you 2 + 2 = 4, so they can't wait until they get you into your adult years and then decide they want to change it up and tell you it equals 3,432. They can't, because there's no way shape, form, or fashion that you can step out of a vehicle with your own 2 feet and get blunt force trauma to the back of your head when you didn't hit anything blunt. You gotta make it make sense. Like, they didn't even try to lie or make up a case. With all this investigation discovery, they should have known that somebody was gonna question something, right? Something. So, let me show y'all this real quick, and then I'm going to drop the link. Just to remind y'all, we did cover the autopsy findings. There was no abrasions, no contusions, no fractures, no fresh trauma mentioned on the feet or the ankles. There was nothing there that would show that Tyrone Davis stepped out of a moving vehicle at 25 miles per hour. Unless the shoes he had on was some kind of special shock resistant, ankle injury resistant, leg contusion resistant, there's no way he stepped out of a moving vehicle. And like I told y'all, in my opinion, I don't think the vehicle was moving when he exited it. And that's just my opinion. Because how could it have been when the body doesn't show any signs of injury related to exiting a moving vehicle, especially one going at 25 miles an hour? So, getting ready to drop this link. Now, I'm going to let everybody know when you come up, please make sure you don't have anything else open on your phone. If you have anything else open on your phone, it will drop you. You do not have to be a subscriber or a member to come up to the panel, but please let me warn you. Please behave accordingly. This is not one of those messy, toxic channels. We don't absorb or let out that kind of energy in the Champaign City. I don't want to pull out the Champaign raid. I don't want to have to call an exterminator for the sewer rats and the gutter roaches that want to just come out to destroy and cause chaos and mess. This is not that. And what I want to let you know about me is repetition is not a strong point, so I will not repeat myself. If that's what you want, you can definitely go to one of them channels and panels for that. I ain't trying to grow that bad that I want to invite mess, drama, and toxicity to my channel, to my community, to my people, just to have a like, a click, and a view. I promise you I will not. So we're about to drop the link. If you want to come up to discuss what's been going on with the Tyrone Davis case. Now, we will not be discussing any drama or mess that is going on. Only thing we're discussing are facts about the case and the trash police department. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm dropping the link now. Hold on. Y'all cannot convince me that our police departments just everywhere is this trash. Now, I was a little confused with the Nancy Guthrie case, right? Because the more I looked at that case, I'm like, you can't convince me that the fictional characters that handle cases are smarter than the real ones, that they are just turning this case into a complete cluster frick. Because I'm trying to understand, and we gonna get back to it, because y'all know we done covered that in depth. We gonna get back to it, but I'm trying to figure out, why are they just now discussing all of that desert land? When I looked at it, they talked about old mines and tunnels and all of that, and all of that desert area, and I don't hear nobody talking about search parties in all of that area. She couldn't have gone that far that fast. So I'm really confused at what's going on with the police departments right now. Are you telling me that the police departments are right now just don't give a flying fuck? Is that what we saying? Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me see. Did it drop? Hold on. Alright, I dropped the StreamYard link for anyone who wants to come up and chat. You're more than welcome. One thing I wanted to show y'all while we waiting, right? Y'all know we was talking about the Erica Kirk and Drewski thing with the Charlie Kirk. Y'all know we covered Charlie Kirk's death, right? Hold on a second. I need to show y'all something. I just want to know how many people are surprised that they are potentially saying, hold on one second. That Charlie Kirk bullet analysis finds no conclusive link to the rifle found near the scene. So they're trying to say that the analysis may clear him of blame because they're saying they don't know if the fragment they found matches the doggone bullet. And my question is, who's surprised for real? Who really thought that boy on top of that roof was the one that sticky icky Charlie Kirk? Come on now, let's be real. Let's be real. They spent too much time arguing and fighting and trying to make everybody believe that it was us. That was crazy. They spent all that time trying to make us believe that, oh, it's the Democratic Party, and we all looking like, yeah, that was inside. Like anybody that's ever watched any kind of crime show whatsoever looked at that situation and said, yeah, baby, that was a inside job. You might want to look at the man to your left or to your right, because I guarantee you chances are it might be one of them. This didn't have nothing to do with the Democratic Party or any other party. Baby, this was your own party. And it's a play here, and I'm trying to figure out the bigger play. Then I think I witnessed the bigger play. I'm still trying to put two and two together. But when I saw Erica hug JD on the stage, I said, oh, is this the play? But that's just me talking out loud. That's just me. Y'all ain't hit the link? Oh, okay. Well, let's continue. I thought y'all wanted to come up and chit-chat a bit or something. So, let's go here. Because I do want to go back to the advocate when she was speaking about all of the findings in the case. And I want us to have a discussion and kind of break it down as we're going. So let's pull her up.
Okay, as promised, sorry about that. I had to take a few phone calls. So I wanted to make sure that I give another update. So today we also got some of the records after some pushing from Gainesville Police Department. So I actually had sent, this was my third follow-up email, asking them basically where the stuff was and why we had not actually gotten an actual follow-up. As you know, I stopped actually posting what I was sending because those things are being copy, pasted, people taking information, disseminating it, and don't know what they're actually doing. So Chief Moyer responded after he got with the person in charge of records over at Gainesville Police Department. And so first I want to read what the response was. The person from Records said this, hello, Chief Moyer. He says, this evening, the Records Division will provide Ms. Jackson with the incident report, supporting documentation, and a list of video recordings related to her public records request. She will also receive an invoice outlining the estimated fees associated with the review and redaction of the video recordings. Once the advance payment has been received, we will update her on the status of this request and its position in our processing queue. At this time, there are approximately 300 requests for body-worn camera recordings pending review and redaction. Upon receipt of a public records request involving any video recording, we automatically place the request in an awaiting payment status until an advance payment is made. After payment is received, the request is placed in an awaiting completion.
Welcome to the stage, Progressive One. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me on your
All
end?
right, I do hear you on my end. I'm glad you was able to come up. You know, we've been having trouble
Well,
last
now,
few times.
you
We
know,
tried to do panels.
it's because we possibly said the R word on accident.
Did we all? Did we say robot?
Oh, you just said it.
Damn it!
Mm.
But I didn't
Oh,
say sex. Oh shit! Yeah, I did. Never mind. Let's continue.
yeah.
Did you want to chime in before we continue? I think we made it past the sex robot
I,
stage. Remember, we was able to do the whole video. Again, we
we
ran
did.
it back.
We did.
But
I
then
feel
we
like,
started talking about Trump, and it
yeah,
went to hell again. But go ahead.
I feel like there is a pure miscarriage on so many levels with so many people. I don't feel like there's one set group or entity of individuals to blame in this situation. I feel like a number of people failed this young man. I feel like his family failed him for taking the case and allowed it to be transformed into something else. I understand the emotion of losing somebody and how that can create a void, anger, frustration, all of the above. But I believe they should have handled it better so that that potentially we would have been able to have this be a situation where it would have been a closed case, open and shut. But now you got it in the court of public opinion, and you got people adding their 2 cents across family lines, across friend lines, across political lines. But the point that I was going to make was that I feel like he's been failed by his family, he's been failed by his community, and he's also been failed by the law enforcement. Because there's no way that with all of the flow of traffic, in my opinion, that was going in that area, that no one seen anything. If there was no type of camera that could have been located anywhere, any type of footage to be able to help, to be a driving force, to be able to allow this young man's case to be solved, in my opinion.
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin, undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut blow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home. You say, right, let the night decide. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss. Powered in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over this ride. Sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne and silk on my lips. Watch the whole downtown submit. I'm the night rider, low-key lavish. Gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve of my neck. I call that liquid respect. You taste like summer in a slow pour. I sip. Confidence dripping to the towel floor. Every baby in your baritone. Down my eye, heels clicking like a metronome.
Did you miss everything that I just said? Progressive. I think my whole system just went out. But let's continue.
Status in order of request date, providing the advance payment and made within 30 days of invoice. If the payment is made, the request is if the payment is not made, the request is canceled. Requests from the state attorney's office, public defender's office, law enforcement agencies, government entities, and the media are given high priority above other requests. However, with the information records is provided this evening, we have placed Ms. Jackson's request above a multitude of prior requests, which we received months ago. Hey there. So then from there, I got another response at 6:21. And so let me scroll to the response that I got at 6:21. So then he said, hello, Ms. Jackson. The attached documents are being provided as an interim response to your request for the below items. Also enclosed is an invoice which reflects the advance payment, which must be paid prior to us moving forward with your request. Your payment can be made in person or online, and it gives me the actual link and all the information. So I want to state I've already made the payment, which is $561 for records and videos that should be, yes, that should be free. Literally, we're having to request these records because they didn't do their job that our tax dollars already paid for. So I paid $561 in order for them to now go back and get ready to complete the actual records, the request for the videos. So I'm going to actually state to you what we're waiting on now that I've paid the $561. And let me scroll so y'all don't know what we're waiting on, and then I'll get into what I actually have. So there was a citizen contact that they state that we'll get that is.
So Progressive, now she's getting ready to get into the items that you were discussing about video footage and all of that. So she's going to talk about what she has.
Supposed to be a video that's 14 minutes long. There's another call that's 18 minutes and 1 second long. There's another, so these are all the 911 calls. So basically from what we're getting, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6 911 calls. So we'll be able to actually hear all of those 911 calls and gather different information. Additionally, there actually is a video that somebody has sent. And so with that one, it's 19 seconds. So we'll get to see what that actually is. Then there is another 1, 2, 3, 4 911 calls, 5 911 calls. So that means there's a total of 11 911 calls. Then there's body cam footage that we're waiting on. There's another citizen's video that we're waiting on. They stated that there was a follow-up where a citizen contacted them, so that was probably one of the witness statements. There was some body cam footage, the Papa John's lobby video, another video, and it don't state from where, so we'll actually get to stick that. Some more body cam footage, a screen recording of some particular footage, so we'll see what that is once we get it. Another screen recording of something, another screen recording. And it just says citizens contacts, another screen recording, another screen recording. So when I kept telling you all that we were waiting for all of these particular things, an MP3 recording, because that's what I say. I don't like to make assumptions. We want to look at the actual evidence. Another MP3, another video, some more photos, and some inside and outside still images, some more body cam footage. The interview with Kiara, that was 4 hours and 56 minutes that we'll get. Body worn camera, body worn camera, body worn camera, body worn camera, body worn camera with different citizen contacts. Yes, Papa John's recording is one of the things that they're supposed to provide now that we paid this $561. So I wanted to state to you all of the things that we are waiting on now that they've moved my records request ahead of everybody's, and we had to pay $561. The other things that were attached was some reports and supplemental reports that I want to actually be able to read to you all, so you all are aware. The reason that I'm reading them instead of posting them is because you all are aware that people are taking them, they are changing them, they are harassing people that are listening to them, people are getting death threats and those particular things. So because those things are happening, but here when I'm stating to you things very clearly that were stated to us or that we are aware of, as I've stated, I'm not stating anything from speculation. I am talking about actual facts. I'm talking about actual evidence. And so that's the reason that even for some of these things you've heard before, I'm reading directly from them. And as I stated, I would do this as you got them. I also want to state that a lot of people are questioning who the private
gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve of my neck. I call that liquid respect.
You taste like someone in a slow pour. Confidence dripping to the towel floor. Every baby in your baritone. Down my eye, heels clicking like a metronome. Champagne and still on my lips. Dripping slow from every kiss. Power in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the middle.
Testing 1, 2. Yeah, I just got kicked out of my whole studio. Hold on a second. Let me get the video back up. Here we go.
body-worn camera, body-worn camera, body-worn camera with different citizen contacts. Yes, Papa John's recording is one of the things that they're supposed to provide now that we paid this $561. So I wanted to state to you all of the things that we are waiting on now that they...
Progressive, you can come back up as well. And the link is dropped for anyone else that wants to come up and give your opinion and tell what you think about this entire case. The link is dropped. StreamYard tripping. So if you get kicked out, it's not me. Please come back up.
Moved my records request ahead of everybody's, and we had to pay $561. The other things that were attached was some reports and supplemental reports that I want to actually be able to read to you all, so you all are aware. The reason that I'm reading them instead of posting them is because you all are aware that people are taking them, they are changing them, they are harassing people that are listening to them, people are getting death threats and those particular things. So because those things are happening, but here when I'm stating to you things very clearly that were stated to us or that we are aware of, as I've stated, I'm not stating anything from speculation. I am talking about actual facts. I'm talking about actual evidence. And so that's the reason that even for some of these things you've heard before, I'm reading directly from them. And as I stated, I would do this as you got them. I also want to state that a lot of people are questioning who the private investigator is. The private investigator has been very clear that as he is investigating, he is not to be known forward-facing because discretion is one of the ways that he's able to get information that some people are not able to get. So one of the, that's in the police report, so we'll read about Papa John's. So with that discretion, so for example, the private investigator was able to talk to a neurosurgeon who's writing this statement that makes it clear that the injuries cannot be from him jumping from a car going 25 miles per hour. Because of the private investigator, they're going to be able to canvass some of the other areas. So when we're getting all of the information that I'm reading to you, the private investigator is going and being able to fill in the actual gaps. So certain things, even too, he might say, well, I need you to go get this additional information.
But what I really don't understand is why that was allowed to fly anyway. Like, for real, like, how exactly did you look at his injuries? And like I said, for those of you who did not see the video yesterday, you can go back on the video, you can fast forward. Look, we do productions over here, so you gonna go through some productions and some AI and some intros and some video, all of that, because I'm a producer. I produce. But you can fast forward and you'll see the whole breakdown of the autopsy that was released with visuals. You'll also see visuals that I created to show you what it would look like if a person was trying to jump out of a vehicle with their feet, if they're trying to get out. I'm not understanding how you can say got out of the vehicle on their own and blunt force trauma to the back of the head all in the same sentence. That's like an oxymoron. That's like, you remember back in the day, was it Sesame Street when they used to say one of these are not like the other? Can you tell me which one it is? Because how do you get out the car with your 2 feet but hit the back of your head? At what point and on what? The air? But go off. Let's continue.
Or go to request that, and then when we get that, he can take it and do other things and do other follow-up. So that is his role, is it's like boots actually on the ground and that additional deliberate actual follow-up. So I did want to name that because people are very have been asking that question, so just making sure that we answer why that is and what took place. And I want to share that because I do believe that the family stated that they were going to share who it was, but once they met with the private investigator, he's the person that has stated that. And so that is the reason that for those of us who have met with him, they are, and I'll be real, so even once I met with him and got his card information, I went and then did additional information. I went and looked at additional reviews. I went and contacted.
Welcome back, Progressive. StreamYard tripping. But welcome back to the stage, y'all. The link is dropped for anyone that wants to come up and talk or be on the panel with us while we have a discussion about this video and all of these findings. The only thing that I ask is that you let me rewind. The only thing that I ask is that you be respectful. Respect the house. Respect the rules of the house. And don't bring no negative energy. We don't do that over here. Okay? Let's continue.
People that are here, like at our public defender's office and defense attorneys that I know, and found out that he's a very trusted and very well respected private investigator. And I wanted to do that to ensure that the family did not spend their money and that it actually be a waste. And so, you know, as we proceed forward. And even too, like I stated, the private investigator has 22 years of law enforcement experience in Gainesville. So he was actually able to go meet with Detective Dose the day before we did. So when we sat down and met with him after meeting with GPD, he was already able to let us know things that seemed like there were holes in the case related, and also 2 additional next steps because of his FBI training and his law enforcement training. So I want to share that. So this one is a case, what's called a case supplemental report. And they had a supervisor to actually review it and close it out on March 11th of 11/20, which was on a Wednesday. So the synopsis is that on 12/27 at approximately 5:50, patrol responded to the 4100 block of Southwest Archer Road in reference to what initially dispatched as a vehicle crash with injuries and later re-verified as a medical emergency. This is confusing to me because if you get there and it's supposed to be a vehicle crash with injuries, they were supposed to secure the scene. So I'm so confused that they did not. Patrol arrived on the scene.
Now, I have the same questions that she has, and we said this yesterday. If you have reports that it was a crash, why did you not show up and secure the scene? Was there any yellow tape? Was anything blocked off? I would love to see crime scene foot. I told y'all, she paid like $500 and some to get all of this stuff. If I had an extra $5 laying around to just do nothing with, God gonna bless us like that. For real, for real. Everybody attached to the Champagne City, one of these days, y'all gonna come and hit me in my inbox and I'm just gonna start hearing testimonies about how you just got enough just laying around. Like you got money to play with because God done blessed you so much. But I will pay for it because I want to see this. I'm trying to see how they got calls and concluded accidental death. It doesn't make sense to me.
Scene and located Tyrone Davis Jr., black male, unconscious in the roadway, being tended to by passerby, and then it names the passerby, which is one of the witnesses that you all have seen that they've interviewed. And patrol spoke with Mitchell Zimmerman, who was said he was driving eastbound on Southwest Archer Road when he noticed what he thought was a large trash bag and Papa John's pizza box in the roadway. I want to name that this is a supplemental report because remember, they didn't talk to the witnesses when they should have. So they had to go back and add this report because they had not bothered. So I want to make sure I name that as I read this for you. Mitchell slowed down and noticed there was a person laying in the outermost lane of that roadway. The person stopped his vehicle to block the lane. The woman and her husband stopped and noticed Tyrone in the roadway. The woman, a nurse, immediately began rendering aid while the...
Press pause. Now, I want to tell y'all, every time y'all hear something that sounds suspicious, you know how Dr. Umar said, don't that sound suspicious? Every time y'all hear one of them moments, I want to tell y'all to put some red flags in the chat. But I think red flags flag something else with YouTube. So I don't want red flags. What should we do? So what else is red can we do? Do the red angry faces. Yeah, give me red angry faces every time you hear something that sounds suspicious. All right?
There's so much that sounds suspicious with this situation. I concur with you, but the thing that's suspicious to me, I'm trying to figure out at one point, did the justice system decide to change hands with regular civilians? Because regular civilians, as it's called, have picked up the burning torch to be able to maintain law and order, that the law and order just seemed to just be idly just passing by.
You know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. Riverdale. If y'all ain't never seen Riverdale, Riverdale is a TV series and it's one I can binge watch over and over again. And it's about like these high school kids, but they solve all the crimes in the town. And it's so freaking good. But
But
Riverdale,
this
you
this
absolutely
young
right.
this young lady has, I'm pretty sure if you put the list up with leads and things for her to be able to actually track and get some real motion on this case compared to what the local PD got, I'm pretty sure her list is bigger. And I understand that she went out there and she used funds in some instance or whatever the case may be, but she's still hot in pursuit of actually solving this case. And I'm wondering
Right.
what the local PD is doing.
Yet nothing because they keep saying it's an accident. They have labeled this officially an accident, so they're not doing nothing.
And that's what I'm saying. When I say what are they doing, I'm saying in the general sense, like what do you have going on down there to where
But
you
then
feel
you
like
would
it's
have to say,
okay?
what do they have going on everywhere? Because look at Savannah Guthrie and Nancy Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
When we were covering that case, I'm like, bro, what the hell are y'all doing? What do you mean the police ain't stepped out the way for the FBI yet? At this point, y'all need to call in Penelope Garcia. Y'all need to call in Hodge. Y'all need to go resurrect Gideon. Y'all need to go find, cause the police messing it up. Get them out the way and get some real people in there that know what they doing.
I'm
Why
a
are we
firm
just
believer.
now letting the FBI in? That's dumb.
I concur. I'm a firm believer. I said I feel like all law enforcement should have to go through Dick Wolf School of Policing. Dick Wolf is the brainchild behind Criminal Intent, SVU, Chicago PD, etc. Because they solving cases, but it seems like local PD all across this country of ours can't seem to solve a case.
No, that's because we dealing with super troopers. That's that's the problem. We got a bunch of super troopers. Y'all saw that video that I showed y'all the other live where the officer had took some of the product. Y'all know the sticky icky icky. Went home and made him and his wife some brownies with it. Called 911, telling 911 he thought him and his wife was dead. The officer. We got a bunch of super troopers out here. Just pretender cops. That's it. So just they letting anybody get a badge. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because how?
Yeah,
How do
that's a
you
cold
walk
one.
on this scene? Here, he stepped out of the car. Here, the police, the hospital say blunt force trauma and turn around and say accident, the ground did it. What blunt is on the ground? If it don't make sense in the beginning, baby, it ain't gonna make sense at the end. It's gotta make sense all the way through. 2 plus 2 has to equal 4. And I'm not understanding how the officers or the justice system but yeah, I do. Because I keep telling y'all, you can't expect whole things to come out of a broken thing. The justice system, justice department, all of it is broken. And we keep expecting whole results. This is what happens when you're dealing with a broken system. Everything that comes out is broken.
That this is a supplemental report because remember they didn't talk to the witnesses when they should have, so they had to go back and add this report because they had not bothered. So I want to make sure I name that as I read this for you. Mitchell slowed down and noticed there was a person laying in the outermost lane of that roadway. The person stopped.
Press pause. Now this is what I want to say, y'all, right? We ain't in OBS, so I don't have the chapeau and all the pretty stuff on the screen. That's why it look plain, and we in StreamYard. Don't do too much. I'm doing this so I can have y'all up on the panel. But listen, explain to me, right? Now I need y'all to like put on y'all imagination. Turn it on for a second, right? You driving a car inside a vehicle, unless somehow vehicles have changed, right? Hold on, got somebody else. Well, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh
Father
my
not
goodness.
brethren.
Welcome, Father Locke, to the stage. Y'all, I'm so privileged. Listen, he be working. I don't even get a chance to see him. So y'all don't do too much. I gotta be giddy with my friend for a second. What's up,
What's
boo?
going on, baby? I miss you so much. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody that's here in the Champagne Gang. Thanks for
What
joining
it do?
in. I
What it
hope you
do?
become a part of the panel. Please click the link and become. Your opinions do matter here. Nobody is awarded to stay away. We welcome everybody. Just be respectful. And if you're not a part of the Champagne Gang, please hit her subscription button. Please like, share, comment, and hype, if available, the video so everybody can know where she is and become a part of the family as well and enjoy the beautiful productions that she put on her network. Thanks again for having me, baby. I'm so happy to be here tonight because I don't get a chance to be with you because I work so much. You right, I work a lot. But
You
hey,
better
I'm here
script
tonight.
intro me. You better guess me, Father Lot.
Hey.
Oh, I gotta get it together. But what you think about this case?
I'm lost. Like, I'm where you at with it. Like, why just now getting all like the authorities involved? Why just now? With all that's going on, with all the information that's been placed before you, why now getting an investigation started? Why now getting a part of this? Like, this should have been done a long time ago. So I'm stuck on why now? Like, why is it now important to you? I need to understand why now are they taking interest in it and so much interest in it when this should have been done so long ago.
Well, see, here's the thing. The police aren't even taking interest in it. They've closed it. They said it's accidental.
Oh, wait, I didn't get that part.
Yes,
okay, now fill me in. I didn't hear that.
It. Yes, they closed the case. They said it's accidental. So yesterday, I don't even think you got a chance to watch the replay. We went through the autopsy. So here's the tea. They're saying that he stepped out of the moving vehicle with his 2 feet and 10 toes.
Okay.
Stepped out. The vehicle going 25 miles an hour. Now, I need you to picture yourself in a vehicle. And I know for some of us, it's hard for us to picture 25 because we go from 0 to 40. I get it. But I need you to picture yourself going at 25 miles per hour, a driver, and you getting mad and decide you going to open the door and step out. You tell me what happens first. Your head going to hit the ground first?
Not at all. If anything, your feet gonna twist and ankles gonna pop, and then you gonna hit the ground.
Autopsy said no damage to the ankles or legs, or actually any of the body. None of the body.
That can't be possible.
None.
That doesn't even take a medical expert to tell you that's not possible. You talking to somebody who is a flat out 33-year RN coming the 10th of this month will be my 33 anniversary. Ain't no way in hell possible you can jump out of any vehicle that's going 25 and above at that speed, and nothing happens to your feet first.
Nothing. Nothing.
I know of 2 instances where individuals were caught in similar situations and they both survived. The key thing that stands out to me, the whole fact of the blunt force trauma, that's what's letting me know. And also with the expertise of a medical provider on here, letting you know that would be absolutely possible. Of course, the first thing that would be affected would be the feet, the ankles, the legs, etc. But it said that this man had blunt force trauma to the head. The only time that I've seen where a person, in the 2 instances that I've seen of where a person that actually got drugged by a car where there was blunt force trauma to the head, is the individual was being held by the door, but he was going down a hill, and in that way, from his head bouncing on the hill going down, he got blunt force trauma.
Got right.
Which would make perfect sense, considering that the car was going on the velocity of an angle, which would take you off your feet, which you wouldn't have trauma to the feet first, because your feet would go up according to the angle of the car. So that's absolutely right. But at a flat rate of a car going flat surface, no way possible.
And he didn't roll. He didn't roll.
It leaves so many open-ended questions, because did this potentially happen in a heel type of situation, and he may have been drugged and then pushed out?
It's flat. It's flat.
Oh,
everywhere over there is flat.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. Was the car in any form of angle going down a hill, like Progressive said in that incident he was mentioning? Okay, so there is no way. So anywhere that could have been any blunt force trauma, if somebody would have had to do that to him.
Right,
Now
and
here
that's the
exactly.
thing too.
So you were telling me now. I'm so glad you on here. You see, I was calling for you yesterday all through the live. I was like, he in the medical field, he can help us. So now help me understand, right? Because how now I don't know if because you're on the panel if you can see the screen or not.
I
But
can.
okay, so I have up here and I'm gonna put it full screen for everybody. Autopsy finding, right?
Right.
So as you can see from the autopsy finding, there is nothing
No,
on here that
after
says
looking at it.
anything about scrapes to the
It doesn't.
ankle,
It says
scrapes to the
absolutely
legs.
no abrasions, contusions, fractions, or fresh trauma mentioned on the feet or ankles. So how possibly can you hit your head first if you come out feet first? That's not even possible.
Not even.
And then let me pose this question to you, Father Lot. And
Okay.
since you've been in the field, have you seen at any given point in time of a person receiving this type of blow to the head from a hand, a knee, or anything that a person would possess in their body that would produce this same type of outcome if
The
hit in
only
the
way
same
an
place?
outcome like this, progressive, to answer your question and to answer it to perfect perfection, the only way this can happen if this person had metal in their hands for a skeleton, or some form of bones that was reconstructed by metal, steel, iron, something, an anvil.
Mm-hmm.
Because there would be no way a human bone can do this. You can do a lot of damage to somebody hitting them, yes. But this will have to be you constantly punching and punching and punching. Remember,
And you
with
gotta
the
remember that the damage to his head, that big wound to the back of the head, it was so hard that it shattered the back of his skull and sent skull fragments to the front of his head.
and that's another thing. The cranium is there to protect the brain. Of all the bones we have in our body that's thick with calcium and strength to keep it from breaking or being able to easily crack open is the cranium. You would have to hit somebody super duper hard from the back of their head, front, side, or however you hit their head in order to open it, number one, send bone fragments, number two, and damn sure this didn't happen from you coming out of a car that's only going 25 miles per hour.
Now here's my thing. Now I need y'all to follow me, right? Y'all got y'all drinks in hand, whatever you sipping on, you know, you smoking on, whatever, you know, floats your boat.
That's why I'm ready.
Now listen. Here's my thing, right? His body shows no signs of exiting a moving vehicle. I do not think the vehicle was moving when he exited. That's number 2, right?
Oh, wow.
Number 1, first of all, if he didn't exit a moving vehicle, that means he couldn't have got blunt force trauma from hitting the ground.
Thank you.
That's number 3, right?
Yep.
Number 4, and I'm gonna miss number 1. We're gonna get back there. Number 4, if you're telling me that he exited a moving vehicle, right? And he got blunt force trauma from the ground and ain't nothing blunt on the ground, right? The other problem with that is why is there no blood? There would be blood on the ground.
There would be skin,
because that's concrete.
Yep. You definitely will have scrapes and abrasions because of that. And at least at a car moving and you coming out of the car at 25 miles an hour. Even if you didn't have a brake or anything like that, you damn sure going to have scrapes and scars and abrasions.
But now, number 1, I need y'all to follow me because I don't think the car was moving. That's my opinion.
I'm starting to believe with you.
Like, I don't think the car was moving, right? Now, if you're following me and you don't think the car was moving, then I need you to follow me here.
Okay.
That would mean that he got the injuries either in the car or some how he was not in the car and put back in the car
I was
with these
just gonna
injuries.
say that
Now,
he
let
had to
me
be
tell
happy.
you
Right, I
why
agree.
I feel this way. Because in order for him to have this kind of injury, for all the people talking about he got out the car on his own, how could you move out of a car on your own with this kind of injury? That would literally mean no tea, no shade, and I'm not trying to be funny, but we have the first case of the Walking Dead is what you're telling me. Because
Period.
there's no way for you to crush your skull to the point where it sends your skull fragments through your brain, because that's the only way to get to the front.
Period. It's through the brain.
And you're telling me that he got out of the car after having that kind of injury.
No, you're not getting out of anybody's car. You're not getting up. You're getting put wherever you going. Ain't no way in hell you're moving and your head was open like that. That's not possible. Come on, Empress. You know they playing games because you can bump your head, not and knock yourself silly and knock yourself out without opening your head. Let alone your shit is open and you got bone fragments that then went through a working brain that's probably not working now. And you done got out of a car. You right. We dealing with the Walking Dead. Somebody done put bath salts in this man something because there's no way he got
In
out
the
that
grand
calm
scheme
zone.
of things,
I mean, I don't think he got in it on his own. Now that
Yeah.
you're saying it like this, and now I'm reading because you was right. I missed the first broadcast. I was in the middle of a broadcast myself when you messaged me. I missed it, and I'm sorry. I wish I had seen it, but now to see this on the screen and being filled in, and then getting your perspective. No, Empress, I'm right along with you. This car could not have been moving, and this didn't happen to him in that car, getting out of a car. This happened to him before he got in that car and got put in
Look,
there, and it
I'm
was
trying
made
to
to
tell
look
y'all,
like he did this
listen,
getting out of
I
that car.
need y'all to listen to me. I do this for real. Like, I'm not
That's
a
what,
a detective or a
that's what I
forensic
said. This is the
specialist.
golden
But
fedora
let me
moment.
tell y'all, because like I watched Dexter like he was my best friend, is all I'm
Come
saying.
on. Come
I
on.
was an avid watcher of you. Like, I watch all things serial and killer. Like, I'm not one, but what I'm saying is I'm a little intrigued, is what I'm saying. So you can't tell me anything, and I'm just, because I done watched too many people who do forensics that tell you if it don't make sense. Look, didn't they tell you that in the OJ trial? If it don't fit, you must acquit. There's no
Yeah.
scratches, there's no scrapes, there's no marks on the face. Why is all the damage concentrated only to the back of the head? That is impossible if you exited a moving vehicle.
And then if you didn't fall backwards, and then even if you fell backwards, ain't no way you hit your head that hard on no concrete.
And there's
That's
no
not even
blood.
fast enough. Now, if you'd have said 125 miles an hour, yeah, 25 ain't no way.
I think one of the questions that we got to ask ourselves too is this a history of happenings in this county? Because I'm not naive. I do believe that there are some law enforcement people out here that's really out here, really trying to solve cases, trying to get it done. But I also believe that there are some departments out here that's on some shenanigans, pure shenanigans. And I'm wondering if this is a case to where habitually cases are handled like this. I think that will shed light on definitely how to approach it too, because if this is a history of happenings, then you kind of know kind of somewhat in the direction you got to go to.
Good question and perspective, and that's not far-fetched. I agree with that. We do, and I have to give them their credit. We do have law enforcement that do put their time and efforts in finding out things and trying to crack cases. But then you do have these underhanded cops and other authorities that do underhanded things and really too try to make it look like civilians have done it, or put them in places to look like things happen that actually didn't happen. As this, a man coming out of a car at 25 miles an hour, and this is the outcome of it. Not
Right.
likely. Not likely.
Now, here's the other crazy part about it, right? Now, I broke down for y'all yesterday, and I've done it a few times, what love truly is, because y'all be falling in love with everybody and giving your heart away and just People tell you they love you and you open your legs, your pocketbook, your house, your car, just everything, Lord. So we talked about the whole aspect of love. Now I need y'all to imaginate again. We gotta imagine. You driving a car, unless you have some kind of specialty vehicle, right? You have a front windshield and you have a rear windshield, correct? They still make cars like that, right? They ain't changed them yet.
Right.
Then you have a rear view mirror, right? All the cars still have that, correct? It ain't changed. So, if you have gotten out the car and I'm in the vehicle and I'm driving, because, we done got into a little heated exchange. You done jumped out because you angry. This your story and I'm sticking to it, right? You angry. I can see out my rear view whether or not you're walking on the sidewalk or laying in the middle of the street. Matter of fact, I can see that for a few blocks. So how, pray tell, can you tell me that this girl was able to go all the way down the street to whatever the hell she said she went to, and the police believed it, and somehow she didn't realize that the love of her life, because that's her dro, and I told y'all if we were in OBS I would have played it for y'all, but I told y'all I don't ever believe that Lulu was in love with Dro. Ever.
I don't think so either.
Do I believe Lulu loved Dro? Yes. I believe she was able to benefit from him. I believe with Dro she had an arrangement. What a lot of y'all have in y'all relationships. I believe it was an arrangement that was beneficial to her.
Yeah,
he was in love.
She wasn't in love with him.
Exactly. And she benefited from him being in love with her. So she was willing to stay there with a man she wasn't in love with because of how she benefited. So when people say, oh, she did it for money, why would she do it for money when he gave her all his money? That wouldn't make sense.
At all.
But there's something else at play here. What? Don't know. But the police can't be this delusional that you're looking and you're listening to this girl say, oh, well, I left him walking down the street, and everybody else saying he was in the middle of the road. And then the autopsy is saying that his doggone head was scrambled on the inside. And the police looked at that and said, oh, yeah, it was an accident. Yeah, he stepped out of the car and got head trauma.
I don't understand how they decide to make it a closed case when I heard no mention of phone record subpoenaed, because one of the first things I would have thought you would have done, if I'm not mistaken, you said that there was an accident, not an accident, there was an argument that occurred. If there was an argument that occurred, then one would think that at some point in time, even if it was just to one person, one, if not both of them, communicated to someone what was going on. Because 9 times out of 10, especially in the culture, when somebody has something that's going on, even if it's just one person they could call or message, they're going to message, and there's going to be some type of receipt form addressing what went on in that moment in time in history in that person's life.
Absolutely.
But hey, I ain't heard nobody subpoena any phone records. So you just thought it was just gonna magically just fall? No. Why would you not check the phones?
Right.
That should have been one of the first things that they did.
If there were any type of texts given, voicemails, right? Where's it? Right. Because that's one of the main things of an investigation. They try to see if any communication that would lead up to what happened was taking place. Had taken place, I should say. Yeah, where's that?
And then, as far as what you were saying about the young lady, like she drove off on the love of her life, I'm not even saying that that's even the case, because this case is so weird. I couldn't even tell you per se which way is up on it. But I can say in the instance of the young lady that when people become enraged and allow themselves to be pushed over to that level, a lot of times people don't know what they're doing. And then once they come back to themselves, now it's like, oh, okay, I done messed up. Yeah,
Facts, but not if you say you're in love. Love doesn't behave that way. There's no way you can say you're in love. Look, when a woman is really in love with a Negro, let's put it on the table for real, right? You can be in the car acting a plum fool. Pull over, I'm finna hop out. We looking at you like, so you just gonna act a fool? Get out then. Get out the car then, I don't care. Get out. Soon as you hop out. So you just gonna hop out this car? You gonna hop out this car, act a fool in front of all these people? Really? You gonna hop out? We not driving off and leaving that man. Whole time we driving, inching down. We don't give a damn about the line of cars behind us, because the only thing we care about is this Negro on the side of the road that we in love with, that's acting a fool and embarrassing us.
see, but you're
Hold on one second. Ladies, tell me I'm lying. When women are truly in love, they ain't leaving you. That's why women put up with stuff over and over and over again. And you look at some of the stuff the women are putting up with, and you like, why the hell is Shorty dealing with that? She in love. She can't see clear. She hooked. She's stigmatized. You know what it is. This is not love. Love don't behave that way.
I concur. Love does not behave that way. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, pardon me, of individuals who love or what they deem love in this era of obsession, masquerading as love, will run a person over multiple times, and they end up right back together the next week as the family and everybody else sits and look and wonder what's wrong with the both of them.
Facts.
Because individuals will have blackout moments on each other and they'll call it love. Beat on each other, run each other over, shoot at each other, and then go on into the next week, and it's just a laughing matter. Or I blacked
But
out.
let me tell you the difference, right? What you're describing is a level of obsession. Obsession doesn't run away, it runs toward. That's why it's dangerous, because obsession doesn't want to be away from you. It wants to do everything it can do to be near you. Dro was borderline obsessed with Lulu. Everything that he said and did was Lulu, 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 Lulu. Even to the fact that one of the pictures that we shared had her face on his pants, if everyone was paying attention. He was obsessed with her. She was obsessed with what he could do for her. When it's love and it's obsession, it doesn't run away. It runs to. The only difference is love runs to because it wants to protect. Obsession runs to because it wants to control. The simple fact that she ran away meant she wasn't in love, nor was she obsessed. She didn't care. Because she could see that boy in that ground outside of her rear view. She didn't care. She went away to isolate herself from the situation of whatever had just happened. Because even when a woman is just interested, even when she just, because I keep telling y'all, women love from between their legs for real. Like most women, they really don't know what true love is. Like if he, laying that pecker right, she'll fall in love and she thinks she's really in love, but she's experiencing eros. She's not experiencing agape, but she doesn't know the difference because all those pheromones are running around and she hyped up. And y'all know how Melly said in Scandal when she slept with the black boy and she said, oh my God, it's like the colors are brighter. Yeah, that's what y'all do. Y'all think it's love. That's what it is. But she's not experiencing that. She ain't even exhibiting any signs of that. She ran away until she saw help coming. You see what Niecy said, and we gonna throw shit. Hell, we gonna get out and follow his ass. Absolutely. Stop the car right in the middle of traffic. Find the lie. That's the level of toxicity, because toxicity wants to come close. It don't want to run away. This girl don't love that boy. All that she doing online for everybody and all her little spokespeople that's coming out to speak for her. Please. No.
No.
Go ahead, Father Law.
No, baby. I'm trying to get my cat out of the
Feel
way
to
so I
block the
can finish
lane.
listening. He
The
want to be a
woman,
part of the broadcast.
Not the kitty. Come on,
Yeah.
the kitty can come in. Kitty can come be a part of the broadcast. We animal friendly in the Champagne City. I can't wait to get
Look.
my house again so I can have about 3-4 dogs. Can't even make it up.
and her husband stopped and noticed Tyrone in the roadway. The woman, a nurse, immediately began rendering aid while the first person called 911. The only reason I'm not reading their names is because of the harassment and things that people have been subjected to. I want to name at this moment that GPD has been clear that once we get the videos, we're going to see that there were no cars that followed the path of Kiara's car until Zimmerman's car came up. So there is no way that he could have been hit, and his injuries don't support that. So I just want to name that in that part. Gainesville Fire Rescue and Alachua County Fire Rescue arrived and began treating Tyrone. Kiara Davis arrived on scene immediately asking if Tyrone was okay. Kiara spoke, and I want to make sure that I'm naming this for you all, that in this report, they stated that she arrived immediately. And I'm going to be able to state when I get further down what I want you to remember, that they said that she arrived immediately. Kiara spoke with patrol officers and said she and Tyrone were leaving Papa John's and were arguing while Kiara was driving.
Press pause again, right? How exactly could she arrive immediately if a person was able to notice him and pull over and block traffic? The witnesses that we watched the video of were able to pull over, jump out, and do life-saving efforts. Somebody was able to call 911, and the paramedic was able to make it there. How did she arrive immediately?
Right.
How exactly were you gone that long? But somehow your car don't have a rear view window or mirror, so you couldn't see him on the ground. Because, most vehicles, you can see out your mirror, out your window for blocks. You can see what's behind you. So how exactly?
I still need to know, and I don't know if we'll ever know, but what was the alleged argument about?
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that.
That would shed light on who was really the aggressor, because let's look at it from both sides of the coin. Understand she does not love him. Even though she does not love him, we know that she's definitely in love with his bag. So if something threatened the bag, ex facto, someone else potentially disrupting the bag, that would have created a problem. If on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, he found out she was dealing with someone else when he seems to be clearly into her, is it an instance of where he was beefing with someone else that she could have potentially been with, or potentially, God forbid, hurt himself out of obsession? There's so many different ways that this thing could have went.
But
we won't know until we know what that argument was about. We find that out, I believe, it'll tell the whole
out
story.
of obsession, right? The injuries don't match that. There's nothing about his injuries that said on that ground is where he received those injuries. I told y'all I watched this stuff. But Father Lock on here, look, he in the medical profession. I've seen people get hit in the back of the head with a bottle, with a bat, and it not bust open the back of the head to the point where there's blood. There's concussion, there's damage by them being hit. I've never seen anybody hit their head on the ground so hard that it sends skull fractures to the front of their head and there not be blood on the ground. I've never seen this.
Because that's never going to happen, because that's not even possible. That's why you've never seen it. And again, going back to what you just said, as far as you've seen people get hit in the back of the head with bottles and certain things of that magnitude, and you're absolutely right, taking back to what I previously said, it would have to be something that's very, very powerful to crack your cranium. You would have to have a very powerful man with a very powerful object that has the force for them to swing with the force, number one, and hit this person with that much force to where it broke their head cranium and then send the rest of it forward into their brain. That takes a lot of power.
Now, Father Locke, I got a question for you. What kind of object do you think could a person get hit in the head with that's strong enough to shatter the back of the skull, send the fragments to the front of the head, but not break the back of the skull? Because there was no, like, his head never burst open. Like, there was none of that. There's no blood in this at all. I understand what
you're saying. Like, there was no blood. He didn't have any crack. It pretty much
all interior.
The only way you can do that now, it is, like I said, it takes a very, very strong person or a strong object to bust your head open that wide. So with it not being done, yeah, this had to be done by a person. Somebody had to have done this because, like you said, you can't fall and hit your head. You can fall, but you would have had to fall from a very high distance, number one.
Exactly.
Number two,
thank you.
No, right. To order for it to have hit your head and sun fragments into your brain, because you can crack the inner layer and not the outer layer. But again, there would have to be you falling from a very high distance. And again, somebody using an object, something like a pipe wrench or something like the big hammer that they use at carnivals to ring the bell. Something like that, a musket ball, a mallet, taking a chainsaw and just holding the saw and taking the back and hitting. It would have to be something that strong.
Riddle me this, right? Because one of the conspiracies out there, right, was there was a Hennessy bottle found in the back seat. The police and everybody keep saying the Hennessy bottle was not the red rum murder. The police said wasn't used, because, they're saying it's an accident. Blood force on the ground.
Right.
Do you think a person can hit someone in the back of the head with a Hennessy bottle hard enough to cause that kind of injury, but not damage the back of the head?
Yes. One, because Hennessy bottles are very thick. Number one, depending on the size of the bottle. Number two, and yeah, you can hit somebody that hard with a Hennessy bottle and the bottle don't break, and you can crack somebody's inside head depending on how hard they hit them. Yeah, you can.
Because it takes a lot to break a Hennessy bottle.
Yeah, it takes a lot to break any type of alcohol bottle like that, of that magnitude, like a vodka bottle, and then depending on if it was a fifth, a half pint, a gallon, what size the bottle was. And here's this, the smaller it is, the thicker the bottle is. People think the bigger it is. No, actually, the smaller it is, the thicker the glass. That's why it's easy to drop a gallon bottle and it break, but you drop your fifth and nothing happens because the glass is thicker.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, you can. So did anybody think to check the Hennessy bottle for any type of DNA? Because there definitely will be DNA. Even if he didn't crack it or open the skull, there was no blood. him touching that bottle, touching his head will leave DNA on that bottle from his hair.
No. My first initial questions was, and when we first covered the case, my first question was initially, what was the argument about? Like everybody else was
Yeah,
asking
what was
all
he
the rest
arguing
of the
about?
questions, and I'm like, yeah, no, that don't even matter right now. The first thing you need to know is what the argument was about,
Yeah,
because
because what would
when
need an argument that bad to have something to happen that bad?
and also, when you find out what the argument was about, then you realize, as Progressive said, who was the aggressor. Now, it's
And
going to
not
make a
only that, you
difference.
determine the magnitude of the of what happened when you find out that too. Then you
Exactly.
find out
So,
the motive behind the person who did it. Yeah, the motive
exactly.
really
Which
becomes very,
one
very
is the
open.
one that is the problematic one? Did
Yeah.
we have an argument because I went in your phone and found something? And so I'm arguing with you? Because if I'm arguing with you about something I think I found in your phone, chances are if you're driving, then I'm not going to be the one to jump out the car. But maybe unless what I found in your phone was so devastating, now I'm trying to get away from you.
Or if I found something in your phone so incriminating toward me, I had to get rid of you.
Exactly. Exactly. But then we got to go back because I keep saying I don't think the car was moving. So, look,
Me
in
either.
the Champagne City, we going to go off the premise that this car wasn't moving. I don't care what the police say. I don't care what
She done
the
came on with her
autopsy
own
say,
investigation.
the Emmys say. I don't care what the cameras say. There's no way this man got out of a moving vehicle, especially at number one. How exactly do you know you was going 25 miles per hour? If you are arguing, like I said yesterday, 9 times out of 10, when you're arguing, you're speeding up because you're angry. So you're enraged. You don't even realize how fast you're going. So how do you know you're going 25 miles an hour? How? Welcome back,
You
Progressive.
can't know. You can't know. There is no way. How would you know? Right? How can you even tell? How you would know what's going on in the car? And you and I don't understand. Here's this. What I'm trying to understand, other than like you said, what was the conversation about? What was the magnitude of the conversation that would constitute something being this drastic happening? This definitely wasn't a person who did this on their own. We can already put a big old X on that. And definitely
Right.
was not coming out of a moving car.
And
What?
listen, she had a cast on one of her legs.
Hmm.
She had a cast on
What?
one of her legs. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go find some.
Oh wow!
This is all set up if I would have been in OBS, but see, my computer, and don't worry, because God gonna bless me with another one. But my computer system isn't strong enough for me to be able to use OBS and StreamYard together. So right now I gotta use one or the other. Because I wanted y'all up as the panel, I couldn't use OBS. But I had all of these videos. Hold on, I'm gonna pull something up for y'all so that y'all can see. Hold on, I got somebody else. Well, if it ain't Niecy from the D, welcome to the stage, baby.
Hey y'all, how y'all
What's going
doing?
on, DC
Champagne
dude?
gang.
What's up,
What it
baby?
do?
Going on? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live, and we're glad to have you here. Now I feel like all the family's here.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Father, like I love you so much. Progressive, you my bro to the
Oh, thank you.
end.
Right
Now
back
you know
at you,
what it is.
Big
boo.
ups to you, Champagne, because without you, this will not be happening right
At
now.
all, at
When I say
all.
you be producing and the producing be producing, you do that, girl.
Been there,
Okay.
You
right?
better
So,
gas
Big
me.
fact.
this is the theory that I came up with, and if y'all tell me if I'm wrong or not, I believe that it was somebody else in the car. This is what I believe. because of the
Okay.
way he was hit in the back of the head. If he probably did not want to agree with some type of money grab she was talking about, some type of business that she wanted going on, because all I ever mostly hear out of her mouth is that fake ass, corny ass relationship they had going on. Is that she kept talking about the money. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. So I believe that she had approached him with some type of money grab business with somebody else, and he didn't agree to it. And he was sitting in the front seat, and he got hit in the back of the head
Well,
and was
damn,
pushed out.
Niecy, you better write the screenplay for it.
Okay, because I was gonna say that's not far fetched either. And then here's this. But if it's
Hold on
something
one
like
second.
that,
Hold on. Somebody
okay, go
echoing.
ahead.
Try
All
again,
right.
Father Lock.
Okay.
Is it me echoing?
I think
No,
that
it's not
was
me.
you at first.
You
It probably
good now.
was. Okay. Because with Nisi saying that, about this money thing, this and that, and you're right, all she talked about, but let's get this money, let's get this money. Okay. What do you need to get money for if you're already okay? Everything is going great. And it makes me feel like, did she do something on the other hand? And now she need help getting out of it, and he wasn't trying to rock with that. Like, you put yourself in that position. Whatever deals you made behind my back or had going on, that's what you handle that, and I want nothing to do with that. And this was the outcome of it, because I'm trying to figure out, because okay, if that's the
But
case,
here's the crazy part, though. Here, okay, check this out for a second. Check this out. Check this. Watch this.
I love you.
I love you too.
Man, I love you. You my everything.
Oh my God. I love you, Lord.
First of all, fake ass laugh.
I was just gonna say everything.
Yes,
Oh,
you better
okay,
say,
it's
oh baby, oh baby.
Oh my God.
Baby.
I can't believe it.
girl, bye.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm still trying to understand, why did you go to the gas station? So you mean to tell me y'all had an agreement beforehand, which is so dumb, that if we ever get into it, you go to the nearest gas station, baby, okay? No, this is something in the milk ain't clean, flat out. Why would you go to a gas station talking about you're gonna wait on him to come to a gas station after he been pushed out of a car or jumped out of a car? However it happened, what makes you think that you should go to the gas station and he finna come and meet you?
But he had blunt force trauma to the back of the head, so how was he coming anywhere?
Period.
How could she even make
Exactly.
that lie up to say she thought he was gonna make it to a gas station wherever she went when he had blunt force trauma, and then lie and say, oh, I didn't see him out the rear view, I didn't see him on the ground? Girl, how? Lulu, how?
How could you have not?
What
Because
kind of
from
car
what
do
she
you
wrote,
have?
because was from what she
Right.
wrote on the internet, now this is what she said. This is not something we heard or nothing. This is what she said. She said she went to the gas station to wait on him to come, and then when she saw all the ambulances and the police, that's when she went down there. Come on now.
Facts. Hold on, Nisi. Hold on, cause let them see the cabin. Hold on. This the cabin. So now you will understand what she's talking about. This happened right before that. So he took her on a romantic Christmas getaway to this cute little quaint little black cabin in the middle of the woods. It's real cute, but I would have had to have like all of my swords, is all I'm saying. Cause
Right.
you know, this is 2026. See, back when I was in high school, we used to walk and play in trails. We did, in the woods. But see, we didn't have to worry about, you know, humans. Now you got to worry about humans. Back then, you might have had to worry about an animal or two jumping out. But now
Right.
you got to worry about animals and humans. They
Yeah.
went to the woods. Real cute. He planned this whole cute thing for her. That's what y'all getting ready to watch. Somehow, between this ending, what you're getting ready to watch, and them leaving this location, this happens. So I want you to watch this, and I want you to tell me, and I'm glad y'all watching this with fresh eyes. I want you to tell me exactly how do you go from this to what we're discussing, okay?
So I can close the door.
I love you, Lou.
Take your time.
You see, she limping. He's telling her to take her time because she has a cast on her leg.
Babe, I love you. You my everything. I love you too. It gets better.
Pecks on the cheek. Baby, let me explain something to you. Let me tell you something. Couldn't have been my boo. Not my boo that I'm in love with. No, let's stop playing. Let's have some. Listen, let's talk grown for a second.
I done had my arms around that neck so quick, food would have fell out that plate. Ain't no pecks on the cheek, girl. Bye.
Pecks on the cheek. What is you talking about? Please come on. What the hell?
She was on a mission. That's what that was. She was trying. She was anxious and rushing.
Because I mean, how you go to pecks on the cheek? How pecks on the cheek coming from? Oh my God, I can't believe it. And that's pecks on the cheek. Girl, come on.
This girl ain't in love. That ain't how no woman behave in love.
She ain't even in love. She ain't even in life.
Right. Exactly. Listen, half of us, in the Champagne City, a little raunchy. Baby, the tales that desert floor would have been able to tell. The neighbors would have known my name, is all I'm saying. In that moment when I walked out, what do you mean wait till we get back in the cabin? For why? Exactly. She ain't even, she's still holding the food. The way that food would have went to a table, baby, turn the camera off, or matter of fact, leave it on if you like.
Your name. We'd have had the Coyotes band. They'd have thought the Coyotes and us was the same people. Come on, baby. We out here in a cabin. We would have had the dogs barking. We would have heard bears groping. We would have heard everybody would have been getting it in that night. Oh no!
Like Teddy Pendergrass said, turn off the lights, turn that camera off. We about to get busy around these spots, okay?
What you say? Turn off the lights and don't light a candle.
Don't light a candle. I don't want to see Don't light a candle. What you mean? Oh, baby, you did so good. Fuck you, mean I did so good. Am I a kid? Like, that's what you say to your kid. You did so good. Aw, baby. That's so cute.
That goes to show you how she looked at him. She looked at that man like a peon. I'm sorry.
Lord.
It don't, right, because it don't even look genuine that she appreciated it. And he sounds so like he just so overjoyed that he did it and was able to achieve it. And she just, from the beginning to where they at now with the peck on the cheek, it all seems staged, rehearsed.
Right.
Corny. Go ahead and say it, Father Lock is corny as hell, okay?
Right.
Your punishment.
Look, now at the end, she said, hold on one second. Hold on. Let me see if we can get it right here. Listen to this, y'all.
Your punishment.
What was she on punishment for? I still need to know what she was on punishment for.
Hey, I didn't hit. Okay, that's what he said. You on punishment.
And the way he slid it in, it lets you know that he was kind of a little upset about it, but he gonna go ahead and do this trip because it was planned already. We gonna do this thing and still love on each other.
Her, she said, "I finally get to come outside since I've been on punishment." Let me rewind it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go back.
Listen to this.
I love you too. It gets better. Your punishment.
You hear it?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
What did she do?
And then the question would have to be, what does punishment consist of?
Yeah, what did the punishment consist of? Why were you on punishment? What did it consist of? And if you was on punishment, and you now off punishment, what's this big shabing bing? You don't get a big shabing bing just because you got let off punishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's just like a kid. You got a baby report card. You was on punishment. Okay, punishment over. You can go outside. You don't get a big party because you got off punishment, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not
And
it could be
this
unfortunate.
contribute to that.
It could be unfortunately he's a victim of that sunshine they was talking about on Harlem Nights that made that man leave his whole
Yeah.
family.
So come on, Progressive. Hey, you a fool, bro.
Hey, I keep telling y'all.
He
Y'all
could be
see, it
right
is
because
the
that giggle
problem
he
is
got
it's that
about it is
music. I
that's a
keep
happy
telling y'all
giggle.
it's their music. They music don't teach them nothing. They music tell them to go for everything. Give everybody throat babies. They music talk about they coochie pink and they booty hole brown. That's what they music talk about.
Oh
See,
no.
our music gave us instructions. It told us never trust a big butt and a smile. They ain't listening to the right stuff. That's the problem. They
Okay.
music talk about getting that bag all the time too. It's all about the bag. It's all about the bag, and they would do anything to get the bag.
Our music told us how to be for all intents and purposes a little bit, but respectfully and classily. That
Yeah.
man said, "I missed you so much. I missed you so much today. I followed you." It didn't say he acted out. It just said he followed for effort,
Man, that man
respectfully.
said me and my baby cried.
Together.
Cried together. Look, neither one of us wants to be the first to say
Well, now
goodbye.
don't you get
What do you
started up in
mean?
here.
Look, that's when you was in love for real. What do you mean you let this man get out of the car and walk down the street when the song say neither one of us want to be? Look, we gonna have to figure out how to figure out this argument, because you ain't going nowhere and neither am I.
Well, now.
Neither one of us gonna be the first to say what we doing.
Well, now.
And they said, "Sit yourself down, girl, and talk to
And
me.
talk to
Tell me what's
listen.
on your mind."
We ain't gotta do all this arguing and look how they say all this arguing and screaming. Look, just sit down and talk to me. Let's talk. Y'all know how to talk in relationships. Y'all always screaming and yelling and talking at each other. Y'all just sit yourself down and
All right
talk to
now.
me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, turn off the lights.
She going back to turning off lights and stuff.
See,
I'm
now
gonna need
you
you to
turn
turn
it
the
back
lights
off
back
like
on.
champagne.
Light a candle, turn on a lantern or something. Hit a touch light. You ain't turning off nothing.
Not this generation. They want to.
Well,
They
we
want to
all
leave.
know it's a thin line between love and hate.
So thin. So
Oh,
thin.
well, it don't matter because last time I heard the song said it takes a fool to learn that love don't love
Love don't love
nobody
Don't
anyway.
nobody.
love
Yeah, now.
nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, cause they don't know what love is. That's the
Nope,
problem.
nope,
They
they
don't
have
love it.
no idea in
Look,
this day and
they be
age.
talking about
Right.
LUV. It's definitely not LOVE. Different kind of
Right.
love. That's
That's
the
right.
problem. They don't know what true love is. They ain't never experienced true love, the kind of love that how you sitting back talking about. Maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love.
Well, now.
And maybe you've
Come
never
on,
felt the
That's the
things that I
things that
felt.
I felt.
come on,
You think I'm
come on.
finna let that Negro get out that car and hurt himself after he make me feel the way he make me feel? Baby, bye. Oh.
Well, it seemed like Dro
Please.
had a conversation with Tyrone instead of Shirley and the other lady.
Please.
It seemed like Dro had a conversation with another Tyrone. Okay.
I wish Dro would have had a conversation with another Lulu. He should have thought about it and said, why is her name Lulu? See, y'all be looking at, because she cute. She a real cute girl. I ain't even gonna lie. We can't front and act like she ain't no cute girl. She a cute girl. So he looked at her shape and she was cute and he went for it. Oh, her name is Lulu. That's so cute. Y'all be falling for stuff that's cute, not realizing you're in danger, Molly.
Yes,
Turn
because
around, go the
names
other way.
signify you. And the last time I checked, Bugs Bunny told us best, watch that first step. It's a Lulu.
Right. I gotta go back with what Champagne be saying about BB. You can't trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison.
Poison. Look, we always hear them on here talking about the men. Look, fellas, y'all better start watching out too, cause look, it's some snakes out here. Dirty, rotten scoundrels, for real. Some dirty Dianas, like Mako was
Some
talking
dirty
about, for
Diana.
real,
I came with you tonight, Empress.
for real. You bets to be careful. Watch this, y'all. This was the game he put together for her.
Okay.
Where now this is what I love. Now, see, y'all don't know how to pick men for real, for real. Some of y'all don't really know about relationships because y'all will let go of a man who will take all of his energy, time, and creativity and create a moment for y'all, and y'all will let him go because he don't have a bag, and then y'all get with the bag, and then y'all be all over social media crying, talking about you got a baby and he done left you with the other girl, and now the other girl is pregnant. Now he on social media and he flaunting her. Now he taking his bag and spending it on her. Now you not getting no money for you and the baby. Now you upset and your feelings hurt. Now you crashing out in front of all of the people. But
Right.
you had somebody on the sideline that didn't have all of that and wasn't trying to woo you with money. He was trying to woo you from his heart, and you let it go because it was too simple. Dummy. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You the one. You the one. My mama in the church used to say, if you can't say nothing, just say ouch. It's okay. We done all had to say ouch every now and again, is all I'm saying.
Sure have.
Dro and Lou, hollin' what they do. I got you, Lou. I swear I do. Okay. Don't worry about a damn thing. I got you, baby.
Hey, you don't play the three T's unless you feeling real deep down feeling
Right.
Thanks so much,
in
man.
real life. I don't know nobody playing the three
Slow.
T's for anybody on either
I ain't
side
gonna
of the
never not date
spectrum
you.
that ain't feeling something deep.
Okay.
If you don't
And
know by now,
everything he
I'm gonna
saying
tell
is
you
Lulu.
anyway.
Lulu. Lulu.
Today's finna roll the dice.
He did that with red sticky notes. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Roll the dice today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's kind
Because
of
he
making
loved
me
her.
mad. I don't
Yeah.
know why. This kind of like upsetting me. This is really, really unsettling to watch.
Oh, yeah. Very
Knowing his
unsettling.
demise, yeah, knowing his demise, seeing all this that he did, that's really rubbing me wrong.
Right.
That's making me feel like that not only something ain't in the milk clean, she the one that put it in there.
Right.
You love it, baby. We both win
You
gifts.
gotta get some good shit.
Give me two what they do.
Okay, the last number 2.
You right on my trail. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Good put
It
ass.
better not be another prank.
Now you see the boot on her leg, right?
Yeah.
Now I want y'all to stop and think about if we're saying, like the police said, they were the only ones in the car because they said the car was packed to the brim or whatever. So there was no way nobody else could be in the car. But then you got to stop and think about the fact that she left the scene. So how can you say nobody else could fit in the scene when you don't know what she did in the amount of time that she left him there, went to the gas station or wherever she went, and turned around and came back? You don't know what she did, and there was enough time for her to do it. There was
Because there's
definitely enough time for
really,
somebody else to get out that vehicle.
and to me it seemed like it sounds very staged and set up ish.
Yes, yes,
Like
very. This is a setup.
it seemed like to me like it was set up, but something happened before she initiated it to happen. I feel like her wanting him to meet her at the gas station is where it was supposed to take place, but something went down before that. Like the person made the move a little bit too many steps too soon. So now I got to figure out what to do now. And that's what it makes me feel like, because why is he meeting you at the gas station? If you needed to run to the gas station and come back, why do he need to meet you there? Why do he
No,
need to
she
come?
said she put okay, so what
Okay,
she's
okay,
saying is he got out of the vehicle. They got into an argument.
okay.
In the middle of the argument, he jumped out of the vehicle while the vehicle was going 25 miles an hour. She said she did not stop because he wanted to get out of the vehicle to cool off. So he
Okay.
jumped out while it was moving, and according to her, this is something that he normally does. So she did not stop. She kept going and stopped at the whatever the gas station was up the street and waited for him to come. When she didn't see him come and she saw paramedics going down the street in the direction where he was, she got in her car and she followed and showed up on scene and saw him on the ground. That's
Which
her
makes
story.
me feel like it was a setup even more now that you
It
said
happened in
that
the
and
car. It
explained it.
happened in the car.
And the
Or
reason
it
why I
or it
say
happened
that
at the
is
cabin.
because for the simple fact of you saying, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Niecy B. I'm
That's
sorry,
okay,
but
baby.
she for Empress to say she said he normally does this makes me feel like it's a setup even more. It makes me feel like if you started an argument, you knew he was going to want to get out the car, and you knew no matter what he was going to jump out. So it made me, it's like I said, seems staged, because if you know he normally do this, why start an argument with him if you know he likes jumping out of a moving car? Don't you think if you just in love with him and you care, you wouldn't want him to be jumping out of cars despite what angry incidents y'all having at this moment? You would think I'll just hold it to when I get home, or I'll wait till we get out the car and read his ass. I'm not gonna stay in the car but he jump out and kill himself. Why would you do it then if you know he's normally known for jumping out of the car when y'all have an argument? Why would you have it with him in the car then?
And
But
then so
here,
y'all just arguing, and then y'all say, "Well, we gonna get in the car and continue this argument," and here we go. And if he
n-
did this a couple of times, why he ain't got sores and scrapes from all the other times
My
he jumped out
point.
the
How
car?
fast was you going at the other times? And that brings me to that question. And then it brings me to this. You said you kept going. Did you take to think that when he got out the car was another car coming in another direction? Did anyone see him get out and possibly didn't and then hit him? And this is what happened, is why he hit his head that hard, because if he got hit and smacked his head on something, yes, it's going to send bone fragments. It wouldn't open his head up. But yeah, if he hit his head on the concrete after he got hit by a vehicle, that definitely could have happened. Did they mention that? Was any other cars involved? Did he get hit in an
no,
accident?
no,
See, this is why
couldn't have got hit in the accident, and that was the first thing they ruled out. Because you got to think about it. If you get hit in the
okay.
accident, you're gonna bend first over the
Yeah,
car,
yeah, you're
and
gonna
then
bend
go
close
back.
over. Yeah. So you said they said they ruled that out, right, Empress?
Yep.
So that's the only thing could have happened. You did it, or somebody did it. Because there is no way you did, and then it makes this then. Your whole story about the argument and him hopping out the car was a full-fledged lie.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to tell you that stuff
That's a
happened in the
full-fledged lie.
car.
Cause remember, and we're gonna watch some more of The Advocate, but remember in the case, so they leave the cabin where they were because they had to check out. They somehow the checkout time gets messed up. We gonna get into it. They go to check in at another hotel. They
Okay.
apparently go get something to eat. Whatever happened allegedly happened after they went to get something to eat. Here's another reason why I don't think that this is another reason why I don't think the car was moving, because the two witnesses, and if you watch the replay you'll be able to watch their
Okay.
testimony. Two of the
Okay.
witnesses that they have cameras of, They came out and said that there was pizza and chicken all over the ground. Now, here's the problem. Number one, you're not going to tell me that in the middle of an argument, a man is going to jump out of a moving vehicle with pizza and chicken in his hands. That's number two. But number one, what you can tell me in the situation is that a woman can be so angry at the man where they take the pizza and the chicken and toss it out the window at them.
I can believe that. Now
Exactly.
that makes more sense. That makes
Because I
better
done
sense.
tossed some chicken out the car too.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
let me
women
tell
will throw
you.
a thing or two. That we good
Yeah,
for a throw.
I done got hit with a couple of burritos,
Yeah.
tacos. Yeah, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna even lie. Yeah.
I'm not about to play with you, finally.
I'm so serious. Smack me clear in the back of my head with a taco.
Yeah. Women will throw a thing or two. Yeah, we are throw. We throwers. We gonna throw. We definitely gonna throw. Especially in the middle of look, I got so mad at my baby daddy once, y'all. I put the car in park while he was driving. I did. I didn't care. I
Oh
was
my
mad.
God. What is
I did.
wrong, Empress?
I did. I was mad, and then I
We
looked
need
at
you
him
to
and told him,
come
"Don't play
down.
with me. I'll take all this out of here. Don't play with me. Please don't play with me. I am not the
Why
one."
y'all always trying to take people with y'all? Just go by yourself. We don't want
You, cause he was
No,
playing with
no,
me.
I done argued in the
He was
car and
playing with
got
me.
out and followed you. Listen, car doors open and all, music playing. I'm following you. What do you
I'm
mean?
gonna need y'all to cut it out. Nigga, I'm finna kill us
Who
all.
you
Okay.
playing with? I am. Cause you playing with me. You playing with me? Oh, okay.
Right,
We
you
both
jumping
gonna go
out
and
and
see.
you
Look,
about
we
to do
both gonna
what?
go
Where
and
you
see
finna
which one
go?
God gonna save.
Hey.
Let's see which one God gonna save. Let's do that. Since you want to play with me, let's see which one he favor right now. Cause you playing with
Exactly.
me. I
Talking
gave
about
you
pick
fair
me.
warning. I gave you fair warning. Look, let me stay covered under the blood. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. Pitied every groan. Long as I live, trouble rise. I'll hasten to his throne. I will. But don't play with me. Play with your mama, not me. That's why I keep telling y'all, leave me alone.
Why you talking about that he heard your cry? He heard
He
your cry and
listen.
everybody else cry while you threatening folks and
Yep, he
torturing
did.
people.
And he told him, you better leave that one alone. She serious.
Yes, because I pity the fool who jump out the car on me. I'm hurrying up, breaking, and what we about to do?
Right. Jumping out of car. And I'm just, so you just gonna, in the middle of traffic?
That's your
Like,
first instinct. You gonna break and put the car in park, or you might let it roll. Nigga, where you going?
matter of fact, most women are
See,
gonna hit
y'all
the brake
really
as soon
making me
as they
think she
see
did it now.
him. And most women are gonna hit the brake as soon as they see him open that door. She said she never slowed down.
That's another thing she said she never stopped.
And that was the
Exactly.
reason why he should have had a lot of abrasions and everything else if that was the case.
And then right, and then there wasn't any. That's what just it don't make sense to me.
Tootsie Roll. Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Ooh, that Tootsie Roll to the left.
My ankle twisting it.
Oh yeah, nah, get your ass
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
You did that.
She complaining about twisting her ankle right here. That's why I wanted to play it up into this part. Now explain to me how you're able by yourself to be in a car, driving the car, which I want to let you know the family said that she never drives. He always drives.
That's
So
another
they were
thing.
concerned, like, why were you even driving? Because you don't even drive. Not even just with her leg messed up. He always drives her. So they were like, why were you even driving? So that's why I
And
want to see the
then
confirmation of the video, because they allegedly went in the pizza place in order to get the pizza and chicken. I need to see the video to make sure it was him that went in, or to see if it was just her.
that's another thing. And then how you driving if you got this cast on your leg?
And how would she be able to give him blunt force trauma by herself and push him out the vehicle? Now, I want to keep saying this to myself, but then deep down on the inside, I keep telling myself, but you just saw a man with no legs, no arms, no hands, fingers, or toes take a sticky icky and pull the trigger unaliving someone, so anything is possible.
Yeah,
That
because and
part.
what's
That
crazy
part.
is it actually is possible. Not only that's not made up. Unfortunately, par- quad amputee made a video on how it's possible and showed everybody how it's possible.
I know. We did. We watched it.
Did you see it, Empress? Was that
Yeah,
the
we
one we watched
watched it.
together on the
Yes,
last?
ma'am.
That's
Yes,
crazy to
sir.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, I agree.
that's wild. I'm still can't get past that.
And that's why I believe, Father Lock and Champagne, that it was somebody else in that car. I don't care what you say. Talk to your mama. I don't care. I believe it was somebody else in that car.
It was
Because
somebody else
here's
in the
the
car.
thing,
They
right?
did it, and her
Here's the
story that she
million
told is a
dollar
lie.
question.
Okay.
How did he get the damage to the back of his head?
Right.
That's the $1 million question. Because we done already deduced in the Champagne City that the car wasn't moving. The body don't say that. We done already deduced that there's no way he could have got out this vehicle on his own. There's no damage. No moving vehicle. We've deduced this.
I gotta get my
So
Okay.
how exactly did he get damage to the back of his head?
What
With
I
what?
think is, I think somebody did it, and they threw him out, and she drove off. And of course, the ambulance and everybody seen him on the ground, and they came. And then, of course, she returns to the scene of the crime as if she don't know what's going on. I really think she had everything to do with it.
One of the witnesses said they. He said they.
Yep, but
And
how do
then,
you think he got the damage? Can't be the concrete, ain't no blood.
no,
In that
that's what I
area,
said.
there's
It
a
had to
barrier.
be if it
That
was another
bottle.
person. If it was another person, considering if it was another person, they did it, and of course, they gave a chance to hit him and run away with the object and all this.
That's right.
They
Because you
get to
just kept
jump out the
going. That's the
car, run
reason why
away,
she kept
and she
going.
kept going. Right.
So do
Mm.
you think that she slowed the car down to
For him
25
to get
miles an
out,
hour? No, no,
yeah,
no. To push him out.
yep, to push him
Yes,
out and let
yes,
the dude get
cause
out,
he
or
hurt.
whoever ever did it. Yep, that's exactly what I believe.
Yes, cause he was hurt. Yes, and she had to let that other person out. That's why she so called went to this gas station.
Here's the reason why they didn't find no blood and no stuff and all this other things going on.
But
Because he wasn't
now,
there
so
long
there's
enough.
going to be one or two things here, right? It's either
Okay.
going to be what Nisi said, and this
Yeah.
happened in the cabin. Now, that's my first thought, is that it happened in the cabin, and to be honest with you, he was probably already gone while he was in the car, like already struggling, or whatever injury
Mm.
he affect, because sometimes when you get hit, especially, they tell you with like a
Okay, I didn't
concussion,
think about
you
that.
know that it doesn't kick in fully all the
No,
way,
you're right.
right?
It
That
doesn't. It
maybe
takes a while.
That's
something
right.
happened, but with this level of damage to the back of the head, unless he was attacked for the most part in the cabin and then suffered additional injuries in the vehicle.
Because
And
he wasn't fully out.
considering the type of job that I'm
That
involved
makes
in,
sense.
I done seen a lot of people with black eyes from getting hit in the head. The black they did not just get punched in the
Yeah.
eye with the fist. They were
Yeah, I've
hit in
seen
the
that happen.
head and had
Yeah,
black eyes.
I've seen people get punched in the
Yes,
jaw and get eyes swole. I've
but
seen that myself.
black eyes
Yeah. Some getting
come,
punched in the mouth and
especially
got a
the
black eye. Yep.
raccoon eyes
Yeah. I've
is
seen that happen.
definitely came from that back of the head wound. I
Definitely.
know
Yeah.
punches to the front of the face is gonna cause black eyes underneath the eye. But that raccoon that you see in that first picture,
That's only
that's
comes from
called
being hit
from the
from the
back
back
of the
of the
head.
head. Yeah,
And
that's when all
he
the
had a
blood runs to the face.
contusion to the upper right cranial. So explain to me how you step out of a vehicle on your own and get a contusion to the upper right cranial. So, how you landed on your head upside down?
Period. And then if the car was moving and he hopped out, if the car is moving forward and you hop out, you're not going to go backwards. You go forward because the car is moving forward. So it would take you forward with it as soon as you step out. You won't go backwards. So if anything, he would have had all this blunt force trauma to the front of his face. It wouldn't have
Because
never
you
been the back.
definitely hitting that car door first.
Yes, you hitting the car. Right. As soon as you jump out of the car, you don't go backwards. The car is going too fast for you to go backwards. It's going to pull you forward.
There's no other bruises. There's no bruising in the body that would suggest that his body hit the ground. So you're telling me nothing on him hit the ground but his head?
Exactly.
So his head hit hard and his body landed light as a feather.
Right.
Because there's not one bruise on his body. How? And you were basically ejected from a moving car.
That goes to show you that this was right done at that moment. And you can, and by this, that was the at the moment thing. It wasn't premeditated. This was at the moment suggested. And the reason why I say that is because even if it was, you was dumb as hell if it was pre-planned, because you didn't think this out at all. You didn't think your loud first. Before you commit your crime, think your loud first.
Right. That part.
You have to have your scapegoat out and plan first before you execute anything. And I'm not even a person of crime, and I know that.
Absolutely. They don't even try. They don't.
Right,
they don't try. She didn't try with this
at all. None of this made sense, Empress. None of it.
But the crazy thing is, it's the kind of stuff that it's so much evidence that points to her, but it's all circumstantial. That's the problem with this case. Everything in this case is circumstantial because technically, unless you got camera footage, he's no longer here. You can't prove what's going on in the car. It's just what you're assuming what's going on in the car. She said he got out the car. Is there any evidence of him being pushed out the car? There is evidence of damage to the head. There, I'm still not understanding how that's ruled accident and it's not being questioned, especially with a Hennessy bottle in the car and there's blunt force to the back of the head. And there's no blood. That's the thing to me. The fact that there's no blood in this case at all, I have a problem with. That to me sounds like this boy was hit in the head with something that did not crack the back of his skin, but shattered the inside of his head. That is not done with concrete. There's going to be blood.
Yeah, you're going to have right, because you can't. But here's this. You're absolutely right, because concrete got ridges, but glass bottles don't, and it wouldn't cut your head open, and it would not leave anything. It would swell it up.
Exactly.
Contrary to popular belief, homeless people got phones too. So you mean to tell me out of all these phones around here, ain't nobody caught no type of footage or nothing?
Now,
and where's the gas station footage? Where's the gas station footage?
She paid for it. That's one of the things that she was saying in her video that we played in full yesterday, but we finna get back into it. But she's going to get into the fact that she paid $561 for everything the police has. I said, Lord, look, if I was blessed the way the Lord gonna bless me, baby, I would drop that cool $5 because I would want to see everything in this case. So she said they're sending her the videos. There's people who had who took videos with their phones. She said they got the footage from the pizza place that they went to, all kind of stuff. So I guess when she gets it, maybe she gonna drop it online so everybody can see it, maybe. But right now, what she's going through is the police document of everything from initial 911 call, what was said, all the way through to their conversation with her and everything, because they said they have an interrogation with, well, they called it an interview because she's never been considered a suspect. They have an interview with her for 4 hours. So she's still waiting to get all that video footage.
Wait. You said she ain't never been considered what?
A suspect.
No.
That's wrong all the way. That's wrong.
You
That's
are
wrong.
the closest thing to him, and the closest thing to him are deemed suspects before they even go outside of the house. You can stop that lie.
The wife or the girlfriend or the husband is always the suspect first. Come on now, what make her so special?
You can't have a suspect if they've said it's an accident.
Oh my God.
Wow. Stop
I
the
forgot about
lies.
that, Empress. No, I forgot the fact that it's being called an accident. Right.
Yeah.
So in the midst of it being called an accident, right, you can't deem anybody unless it's.
And here's the bigger thing. The one thing that somebody said in the chat the other day is that Lulu is in school for law. So
Yeah,
she's going to school to be a lawyer.
I said
And
that.
that's what makes me think she paid to get all this footage so she can get rid of it. I don't think it's given to the for the police reasons. I think she want all this footage so she could see if anything incriminates her in this shit. That's it. And if it doesn't, okay, now I can give it to the police. Because what the fuck would you want with it? What are you gonna plan to do with it? What are your plans on doing? What investigation are you? Who are you in law or enforcement that you could? Right. What do you need it for?
Yeah, no, she's not paying for it. This lady is. So the lady on the screen is the advocate that's working with the family.
I thought you were talking about her.
Lulu,
Lulu go to school to be a lawyer. So this heifer then had this stuff pre-planned, okay?
And this is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing because everybody in this situation has been talking for Lulu. Lulu hasn't been talking for herself. And like I keep saying, it's hard to catch a person in a lie if the person ain't talking. You got to get them to talk in order to catch them in a lie. Everything that Lulu said or supposedly has said about what happened in this case has been brought to us by someone else, never Lulu.
Okay.
So
but that goes
keeps,
to show you right there, Empress.
It keeps everything that she says in that whole category of circumstantial and he said, she said, and hearsay, because technically she ain't said nothing.
Well, she did make she did make a statement online, and when you were talking about that just now, Champagne, it came in my head that she did making that statement. People are going around here talking about I'm not smart. I am very intelligent. I am very smart. I'm going to school to be a lawyer. So what did that tell you in a nutshell?
That's exactly why she not talking, because she's going to school to be a lawyer, and she doing what most people don't know how to do is exercise the right to shut the fuck
hell up.
And that's the problem, because anytime you need somebody to speak on your behalf, the only reason why they are requesting you do so you won't say anything that can incriminate yourself.
Yeah.
Well, how can you say something incriminating if there's nothing you've done or nothing in there or nothing in your statements that can be incriminating? This is the only reason why people get spokespersons and PRs, to keep you from saying something that's going to deem out true. Because at some point you're going to say something that's going to leave a loophole to get your ass caught. Because if you are not guilty, you would do everything in your power to speak for yourself. You'll feel like the people speaking for you ain't saying enough to back you. You're not saying enough to make me look innocent. Let me just speak on my own behalf. I know what's going on with me. You wouldn't need anybody else to speak. You would need that unless you're going to say something that may incriminate you. But you can't be incriminated if you're not a part of anything. You only can speak on what you're a part of.
Fact.
I mean, that's just my opinion,
But y'all listen to this.
At Southwest Archer Road in the southbound entrance of I-75. Sometime during the U-turn, Tyrone opened the door and jumped out of the vehicle as it was moving. Kiara said she did not stop in the roadway because she did not want to cause an accident, so she continued driving and stopped in the Circle K parking lot to wait for Tyrone to walk to her vehicle. When she noticed the emergency vehicles in the area where Tyrone jumped out, she went back to the scene to check on him. I want to state to you...
Pause. That's what she said happened to the police. And the police still said accident.
And that's where it comes in at where this is crooked. Something in the milk ain't clean.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been the first sign that something this lady is saying is not for the for the truth at all.
And the woman already said it was confirmed that there was no vehicles behind her vehicle, so there was no way she didn't want to cause the accident because there was nothing behind her to cause the accident with.
Okay, now who said there was nothing to cause an accident or nobody behind them? Who said
The
that?
police.
The police.
Okay, the police said that.
The police report.
Now, who put that in the police report?
The witnesses.
Okay, the witnesses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were saying her. Because I was finna say, well, then you say you can't even see behind you because you don't have a rear view mirror. So how would you know what was behind you or not? I thought y'all was saying her. Okay, you saying the witnesses.
No, it
I'm
was some
saying that there was
witnesses,
no
yeah.
one. Okay. So that deems out what I said earlier about was there another car? Could he have gotten hit? This and that. So they deemed that out because this witness said there was nobody behind.
Correct.
So obviously, I mean, so it only leads to one other thing. You had somebody in that car or you did it yourself. And if you were sitting in the front seat, oh no, and the passenger side only can say somebody else did it because you don't have enough width or enough velocity room to hit him that hard sitting in the passenger seat. So it had to come from behind and it had to come from a very powerful person, which could not have been a lady. And now I'm not saying there are not no very powerful women, but not to send bone fragments in nobody's brain.
Facts, because that's like a one hitter quitter. Like
That's
he
a
fell
dude
forward
did
soon
that.
as he got hit. He fell forward. Like damn, you know what I'm saying? That's
But
a one
here's
hitter
the
quitter.
thing that puts me more back where Niecy is, right? Need y'all to use y'all imagination again.
Yeah,
You
I
in the
had my
car.
chateau cap on. That's why.
You in the car. You sitting in the back seat of a car. There is no way on God's green earth, I don't care what you have in your hand, that there is enough space
My
for
point,
you to
Empress, now you
swing
see what I'm saying?
anything from the back seat of a car
Right,
hard
you can't,
enough
right.
to
That
cause
would have
that
had
kind
to
of
come
damage.
from a super being. That's what I'm saying. This had to have happened before he got in that car.
Exactly. And now y'all seeing talking the talk I'm talking. Now you see what I'm saying. How you got enough room in a car to hit him in the head like that?
But this is why I got to know who was the one that hit the pizza. Because that's going to tell the difference of whether or not it happened at the cabin. Because if it was him, we know it didn't happen at the cabin because they had already left.
Right,
If it
right.
was her, there's a potentiality it happened at the cabin and there's something wrong with him in that car already.
Or
Yep.
if we gonna say it like that, then if we gonna say it like that, you okay? When y'all mention the fact that they had to leave the cabin and go check in at another hotel, how you know it couldn't have happened at that from in that parking lot or when they was leaving there?
That would depend on who it shows up on that camera to get the pizza. Because they went to the hotel, then went to get something to eat.
So if he went in and got that pizza, he had to get hit in the car, and which means somebody from the back hit him. We only going by ifs, but this, like I said, I can't wait till the other stuff get put
Or,
close.
again, he was hit in the car in the back of the head. She stopped the car or slowed the car down to 25 miles an hour, like she said,
And pushed
He
him
was
out.
pushed out the car, and that's how he got the rest of the damage to the head. Because you remember we said the only way he could have got the damage like that to the back of the head is to exit that car back first. So it's one or two ways. You exit in that car back first, in which case I still don't understand how you don't have no damage to your back.
Period.
But in which case you can hit your head and get that damage. I look, I can see that.
Yeah.
Or you saying it happened at the cabin.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see the footage at the pizza place. That's what's gonna tell it all.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna tell it all.
And I still want to know what the argument was about in the car.
Yeah, because I'm still stuck on the argument. Like,
I
what was
believe it
going
was about money. It was about money.
What if it was?
I
What
bet
if
you a
it was
lot of
about
people
another
believe.
woman?
Or was it about another dude she was messing with? Because
But
she
if
was the
she
one
hit
that was
him,
on punishment.
yeah, that's true. What if she was on punishment, but then turned around and found something on him?
Or maybe she was on punishment because of the other dude and being away from him, and she got mad because she really don't want him and had him allegedly harmed so she can be with who she actually wanted to be with.
That was a theory out there. That was one of the theories that made the story get messy. Because see what happened with this story, I started covering it and I backed away from it because it got messy. So I was watching Criminal Villains, and one of the auntie who brought the story out, somebody went on another platform saying that they were the auntie's best friend, like they were the advocate for the auntie. I sat back and said, well, yeah, y'all, that don't kind of make sense because Auntie Natasha got a real loud mouth. She got a big mouth. So she don't need nobody to speak up for her. I said the first time we did the video, I talked about Auntie Natasha. I said because she the one you got to be careful when you go out, because if she gets started, she ain't going to stop. She the one you got to watch. I said, so it didn't make sense to me that all of a sudden she got an advocate that's speaking on YouTube on her behalf. So then all of a sudden this so-called friend of Lulu came out, who I still think was Lulu herself. And she was advocating for Lulu, and what if he got hit by a car, and that's not her character that I know, and da 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 da. And I'm like, well, it's awfully convenient that you would show up on the scene right after Natasha's so-called friend showed up on the scene. Then they flipped it around and went on somebody else's platform, and all of a sudden it was an accident. The family knows it's an accident now. They believe it's an accident. Y'all can stop. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
and I'm looking like, I know damn well y'all ain't this gullible to believe this. Y'all ain't finna. After that, it got messy as hell. Do you hear me?
The messiness was the distraction. And that is the main reason why a lot of police departments keep stuff away from the family sometime and other people, because a lot of these content creators create their own stories.
Yeah.
And people love gossip. So the more you start loving gossip, gossiping means a form of a lie. The more you start believing in this gossip and these lies, this is what we come out with. Oh, it was an
Then,
accident.
y'all forgive me, I'm eating my Chinese food too. Then they started to bring up the family's past and bring up other family members, and I'm sitting looking like, now wait a minute. Explain to me how who the daddy is screwing. How exactly does that have anything to do with what happened to Dro underneath that bridge in that vehicle with Lulu. Please explain to. But I see it all the time. Every time you deal with a high profile case, you start seeing unnecessary family members brought up in the situation, and I'm looking like, yeah, why? This person a scammer. This what this person do with their money. Okay, and again, what does that have to do with what happened to Dro on that day when his body exited that car? Because I thought that's what all this was supposed to be about.
Period.
So we got messy and I backed away from the story. But then when it got super, super, super messy, then because it was like 1 minute it was, oh, it was an accident. Everybody know it was an accident. Everybody coming out and saying it was an accident, all because this so-called friend came out and said it was an accident. So now, yeah, everybody believed it was an accident, and I knew this person, but this person pretended they didn't know me and then lied about not knowing me, but then came back out and y'all finding out that they really didn't know me. So it was all an accident. So now all the platforms talking, and I'm like, bro, what the hell? So I said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We finna go all the way back to the beginning and look at the whole thing from the beginning. Here we are. You know me, I got a deep dive to see for myself.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Progressive back. Welcome back, Progressive. Hey, we lost you. Glad we caught you.
I didn't even know the show was gone.
Yeah, keep moving me in and out, but I've been listening.
Let's go.
And make sure that I center for you all. Number one, that the first call to 911, hold on so I can tell you the time that it actually came in. The first call to 911 came in at 5:46. So remember, the first call to 911 came in at 5:46. I want to name that she stated that he jumped out of a moving vehicle and she drove at a moving vehicle at an underpass, at a bridge, and she went to the store to wait for him to walk to her. How was he going to get there if he was at the underpass at the bridge? I also want to name that even with law enforcement, we asked how many vehicles were behind them before the first witness saw them, and they stated on the video, there are 0, there are none. So I want to state that. Patrol spoke with all 3 of the witnesses who were still on the scene. Mind you, they just got their information and that was it. None of them saw how Tyrone ended up on the roadway. Tyrone was transported to Shands UF by Alachua County Fire Rescue under a trauma alert. Tyrone was placed in the trauma unit under the trauma name Lepore C. Shands staff advised Tyrone had a fractured skull, brain swelling, and abrasions on the back of his head. Shands staff also said Tyrone's injuries were life-threatening. Remember that Kiara stated to everyone that she did not call the family because she did not think that his injuries were that serious. Officer Porter arrived at Shands and spoke with Kiara further. Kiara said she and Tyrone had just picked up a pizza from Papa John's and were driving back to their hotel at the Fairfields. Kiara said when she and Tyrone had argued in the past, it is typical for one of them to get out of the vehicle and start walking while the other drives a short distance and waits for them to walk up. Kiara said Tyrone had...
You know what that made me think of? So you know when you're watching the body cam footages, right? Anytime somebody unalives somebody, the first thing they say is, well, you know, they were an alcoholic, or, you know, they were struggling with mental illness. You know, when they're trying to blame it on the other person?
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like to me.
If
I tell them that this is normal, then it'll take the heat off of me because everybody will think this is something that we do.
So if they pick the pizza up together, and as she said, that's still gonna concur that happened in the car.
Think about this if we're thinking about it from the context of what she was saying as far as the underpass. When you go under an overpass, if it has a sidewalk, that would definitely cut off one lane of traffic. So that would have made leeway. Because what's the first thing that people do when a car is halted? 9 times out of 10, of course, they're going to pass it by in the world that we live in. but they're also going to look and survey the scene just to be nosy, not even on an investigative journey. They're just going to want to be
or
nosy
looking to
to
see
see what
hell.
happened.
You're absolutely right.
So
Just to be
even if they
nosy.
cut it off on the sidewalk underpass, and then on the other aspect, if they did it and it didn't have a sidewalk, they would still have to go almost up onto and park on the hill out of the way to avoid cutting off traffic. So, in all of that, there was nobody outside of the two individuals that gave a verbal statement on video, and the person that they alleged seen it. That those three people is the only people that seen anything on
A
that.
lot of the she said in the beginning there's a bunch of footage that she has that she's waiting on the police to send in. So she paid for everything the police have. She's waiting for all the video footage, and I believe she said about 16 different camera angles from different people who were
And that's my
reporting.
thing. What was the connection between him and whatever was happening in the city that he was in, where they would go, or someone would go this far to seemingly what it sounds like to suppress evidence?
Now here's the crazy thing that I asked, right? Because this was the mother's third son that she's lost. Her last son. My question was, do the police or anything have something against this family where they're just
Hmm.
willing to mark it as, you know what, good riddance?
Which is a strong possibility.
I
Like, what
agree.
was the brothers into?
True. Like I said, I cannot just wait to see this other extra evidence that they have. And because so
Especially the
far
video.
the police department is looking shady. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Never got out of the vehicle during an argument while it was moving. Kiara said when Tyrone got out of the vehicle, she was shocked because she did not know he was going to do that. Kiara said prior to, so mind you, she said they're known to get out of the vehicle, but she was shocked that he got out of the vehicle.
Exactly. How? Gotta make it make sense. At this point, you just talking because you just said. See, that's why they say you give a person enough rope, they'll hang themselves. You just said this is something y'all are known to do to cool off. You'll do it and he'll do it. So when he jumped out of the vehicle, why were you shocked? Okay, let's continue.
Because he was not known to do that. Kiara said prior to this incident, Tyrone had been feeling overwhelmed from the holidays and his grandfather passing away. Kiara said she believed Tyrone was acting irrationally when he jumped out of the vehicle. Kiara said she had been doing a U-turn. She believed Tyrone thought that she was going slower than she actually was. I want you to remember that she said at this part that she felt like he was feeling overwhelmed, because that's going to matter a little bit down the road. Kiara said she did not stop immediately because she did not want to cause a crash with other vehicles. Remember, there were no other vehicles on the road in that lane at all. Kiara said she drove and parked at the Circle K and waited for Tyrone to walk back to her vehicle. When Tyrone was taking a long time, she noticed emergency vehicles gathered near the overpass. Kiara then drove back to the scene and made contact with officers. The reason I want to note this is the first call was made at 5:46. Law enforcement got there at 5:50, and then with the vehicles, they say 5:58. So basically, it was 12 minutes. So how did she get there immediately if there was a 12-minute gap?
Press pause. Anyone?
She
Anyone care to
teleported.
explain?
She flew.
Yeah, she teleported.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, what she do? Blink and ended up like,
Not
hey,
I Dream the Genie.
yes, she blinked or something happened.
Or she like the dude in Supercell. She can go transport herself to different situations.
Not she
This
astral projected.
is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because she said she was only gone 5 minutes.
That's impossible.
Clearly, the reports say, look, as she counted, allegedly around 12. And the police didn't think that was enough to say, yeah, maybe we should investigate this. Something off. It don't seem right.
I'm showing you the bias, the writing in the report, but the timestamps don't support that she arrived immediately. Officer Porter took photographs of the interior and exterior of Kiara's vehicle, and they named the vehicle, which is the 2015 Infiniti QX70, and it gives the Florida tag. After taking pictures of Kiara's vehicle, Porter spoke with Tyrone's mother, Renee Demps, over the phone. Renee's phone number was provided to Porter by Kiara. Renee said Tyrone had never been suicidal and had never had any mental health issues. On 12/29, at approximately 200 hours, which is 2 o'clock, Porter and FTO Wilson spoke with Tyrone's sister and cousin, and both stated that they had concerns about Kiara and said they had a history of verbal disputes in the past. They informed them that the information they provided was consistent with what Kiara had reported. How is it consistent if Kiara was reporting that everything was great before then, but they're stating that there were major things that happened prior to this particular time? I don't know. But anyways, that's when the family also stated they believe that something may have happened while they were camping at Postcard Cabins in Gilchrist. They said they believe that Kiara put Tyrone in her vehicle at the campsite, and possibly he could have been pushed out. We don't know. So 12/29 at 8:50, they go through, they talk to Tyrone's sister, and this is when they let it be known that he had already now been declared brain dead. This is important because people report that on the 30th, she was putting the phone to their ear, stating that Tyrone could hear them and understand, even though she knows he had already been reported to have been brain dead.
Press pause.
See, there go my point that I made. That's the point that I made. It could have happened at the cabin. I told y'all. And then at the same time, if he does this all the time, how you gonna turn around and say he ain't never done this before? Let's make this make sense.
Not everybody's stuck like, I can't believe this.
Okay, my bad, y'all. I'm back. I had to
I'm
take
just
a phone
saying,
call.
like, it's too many discrepancies, too many angry faces. That's all I'm gonna say. Too many
Yeah.
anger moments. I'm like so mad at how that they trying to hoodwink and bamboozle the people who got way more common sense than what they give us.
Because how did you tell the family that you were going to put the phone to his ear when you already know technically he was already gone? According to the medical examiner's report, official
That he
date
was
was the
already brain dead.
29th.
So,
But the
yeah.
police still said accident. Like, make it make sense.
So if he was already brain dead, Father, like that mean did he really participate in the piece of purchase?
And he was gone by the time he went to the hospital. In the hospital, he was pronounced like his official date, according to the ME, was the 29th. They pulled the plug. I want to say the father said on the 30th. I just don't understand accident. This is weirder to me than Nancy case, because in that case I'm starting to believe the police is involved with it. So this
I'm
is
starting to
almost as
believe
weird
they
as that
involved
one.
in this.
Who she done started messing with? Because he done already paid to have her body snatched up. So who she done started messing with that done possibly wanted to move him out the way? Now look, we've already gave our disclaimer. Rewind it to the beginning if you need to see it again. Hell, AI did it for me. I ain't even got to say nothing. But listen. Listen. Who do y'all think? What, you think she was trying to move on to something else and had to look? It's all alleged. We just coming up with these are our
That's what I
thoughts.
said in the beginning. It makes me feel like that she's done with him. I mean, okay, I'll break down why I feel like this. Considering going back to where you first started at when you were showing it, the whole thing with him surprising her and her big old reaction to it. Then it clips over to her coming up to kiss him, and it's just these texts, and that's one of the red flags for me. Your excitement and your reaction to the excitement with him don't match out at all. For you to react like that, and they just constituted you giving him a couple of pecks on the cheek, that was the number one. Number two, what was the argument about? Was the argument about money, like Niecy said? Was the argument about another person, like you and I think? And if that's the case, what was in the phone? Did you see something disparaging in the phone, this and then the other, so on and so forth? Which takes me to the whole thing about her being on punishment. Was the punishment not to get mad and leave you? I'll just put you on punishment. You can't go outside, you can't have your phone, you can't talk to nobody. So now you're off punishment. But could it be because you was talking to somebody else? He found out and decided this and that. But you're really done with him. You don't want nothing else, this and that. And to keep you from him, maybe dude was pissed about it. Well, baby, there's nothing else I can do. You know I got him. Not you don't have to have him. You right, I don't. What are you thinking? And this was the outcome. Well, we have to come up with a plan. And by it being something out of the blue, right off bat, you ain't have time to execute it, and you didn't have time to come up with your lie. You didn't have to come up with your alibi. You didn't have time to do shit but what you did because you was so strong on being with him, if that's the case, till you didn't think of nothing else but getting him out of the way at any means necessary so you can be with whomever this could be. And I really believe that because I'm not even seeing no remorse. I don't even see no type of, I ain't saw a video where she's breaking down, she's heard about it, she's, oh my God, I couldn't even be able to talk about it. Something this dress hasn't something I'm that in love with, supposedly. I can get on, make videos and talk to the media about it or get on my social media at this point. No, at this point, I'm gonna need all of my family to talk to me. I can't say nothing. And you get spokespeople to speak for you. Not no family, right now she can't speak on the behalf of the family. We would like for y'all to give her some. No, these are spokespeople, bitch, please. You had everything to do with this. Allegedly. And I'm only saying it because I'm on your network. Because if it was on my channel, I'm not alleging nothing. I said what I said.
Crazy. Crazy. Progressive. Progressive. Are you there? Okay, maybe he got kicked out again, y'all. Niecy, you got something to say?
No, we done got left by ourselves again.
I see. You see how they do us, Father Law? You see?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there go, bro. Okay.
This case, I really feel like it's gonna end up being way bigger than what any of us know it to be because there's so many things that we don't know. Again, one, we don't know what the argument was about in the car. Two, we don't know what his brothers was into or possibly what his father or possibly as far back what his granddad was into or what his family in general was into, if anything at all. We don't know. We're left with all these variable questions. But one thing that we did know or we did see what appeared to be a young man that was, whether it be obsessed or in love with a young lady who clearly did not love him the same way, which leaves open a whole nother plethora of ideas of what could have happened in this scenario. Because if he by far chance threatened to take away the money, that's something that could enrage an individual, especially in the day and age in which we live in, where people live for the love of money. More times than not.
Yeah. Which brings me to my other part of my explanation on why I feel that way. Talking about money, like you said, bro, could it have been a thing of her doing something outside of him and got herself in a little bit of financial bad or got herself into trouble and made a deal with somebody she can't pay it and they at her about it. And he looking at it like, well, look, I just did all this for you. I done spent all this money on this. I can't pay for this, that, and the other you done did. You're going to have to figure this out on your own. And could that would it have been about? And because he didn't have the money, they got him instead. And now she got to come up with some type of alibi, some type of story so she won't get pegged as the reason why this happened. when all actuality, she could be the reason why it happened.
Right.
For all we know, this could literally have turned into a Tubi type situation. And it could have been, like you said, where
Yeah,
she
that's
could
what
have
I'm
got into a
saying, bro.
jam and then she paid off the jam in her own way and is with the individual who committed this crime.
And that's
Because we
exactly
don't
what
know
I
who the
think.
individual is.
That's exactly what I
He
think.
could have allegedly did the hit and she decided to go with him or
Yep.
with her. We don't
Yep.
know.
We don't know. And but at some point, I really think there is a third person. And again, this did not happen in a moving car. That's inevitable. And this did not happen with him jumping out of it. That's definitely. And somebody had to have done this to him in between the cabin or going to get pizza, even if it happened in between that. I really believe it happened in between that time at the cabin, between him doing all this for her, and then they got to sit down and finally she hit him with, "Hey, I got something to tell you, this and that and the other." They got into a big dispute about it on their way to go get this or go get that. And this was the outcome, which I really, and on the midst of that, maybe who she owed or had some dealings with seen him. And this was it. What could she do to stop it? You know what
I
I'm
still
saying?
want to know the
Because I
answer
feel
to
like
the
maybe he
million
got
dollar
out the car and
question.
got ready to scrape, and this happened.
But where? Like, because what I'm trying to think, okay,
Okay, go
so
ahead, Empress.
if
What you
we're
think?
saying and again, it's going to depend on the video footage from the pizza place, right? Because we
Yeah,
know
that's what I'm saying.
factually, according to them. Now, we don't know because there's no video footage that we know right now that says he left the cabin when she left the cabin. It don't say that. But according to what's being said, they left the cabin, they checked into a hotel. I would love video footage to see if they left the hotel, alone. I wonder if the hotel has that video footage for them. So they left there, went to get something to eat. That's why I keep saying the catalyst here, the median is going to be the footage from that pizza place. Because if he went in, then we know whatever happened after they got the pizza.
Yep, and
If he
because they
did
were,
not
yeah,
go
yeah,
in, then you got the cabin to the hotel. Then
right.
that means we would have to back up one more and look for the hotel footage to know, did they check in the hotel together? Because here's the thing, right? Here's T. If they checked into the hotel, please explain to me why the car was still packed to the rim. Now, for
And
me,
that's what
when I
I'm
check
at.
into a hotel,
Everything
I'm
going in
taking
my room.
everything
Thank
out
you. I'm not leaving
first.
nothing in that car.
Then we going to get something to eat.
I totally agree. But then here's this, Empress. Could it be under the thing? Because here we go with our theory. Could it be on the a scenario of course, the hotel that they was going to? Could it be that the person was there?
That too.
Because it don't mean it could have been a random hotel. It could have been already sought out. Make sure you come to this hotel. And, between him and this culprit, between her and the culprit. And that's the hotel they went to because she already knew to come to that one. And it happened there between there and there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said this footage gonna tell a lot, but we got a lot of theories to add. To base by.
And here's the thing. The crazy thing is there's so much room for so many theories because they really haven't released anything. So that's why there's so much space. But see, the difference is we come out and we say, look, y'all, we just playing with theories. Ain't none of this factual,
right,
except the fact that I don't believe the car was moving.
Right.
Like, to me, that's a fact. Like, argue with your mama, not me. I don't think that car was moving because the body and the injuries on the body don't say the car was moving.
I can't.
So to
I
me,
can't accept
I can't
that.
say it was moving.
Accept me either. I cannot accept that car was moving. There's no way you would make me believe that.
Makes no sense.
It makes
There's
no
no
sense.
scrapes. There's no cuts. There's no blood. That the absent. I told y'all, like I watched Dexter, like me and Dexter was best friends. The absence of blood is a problem for me, especially if you're telling me he hit the concrete.
Not you was
That don't
a
make
Dexter
sense,
kid.
huh?
Not you was a Dexter kid
Oh, baby, listen.
trying to sneak in his laboratory.
His laboratory,
His
honey.
laboratory. I love
Listen,
him too.
sitting there with my notepad talking about so plastic, huh? No, y'all, I'm just playing. I am just playing. But no, for real. Like I'm for real and playing at the same time. But I love Dexter. I love anything that makes you look at stuff differently. Like I be wanting to know. Like, oh, okay. Y'all, let me tell you. I got so good with it. One day, my daughter and my kids was playing in the house. And I don't know what they was doing. If they was throwing tomato sauce at each other, I don't know. But somehow the tomato paste ended up sprawled across one of the walls. So when I'm talking to the kids trying to figure out who did it, and everybody's saying it's not me, they pointing at each other. So my baby girl points to my baby boys, and she like, they did it. So I look at it and I said, interesting. I said, because I want you to stand right here, right? I said, now I want you to take this jar. And I want you to hold your arm up. She held her arm up, and where she held it was in the exact angle of the doggone tomato paste. I said, baby girl, let me explain something to you. I said, your mama do this. You can't lie to me. I watch too much forensic stuff, investigation, discovery, for you to stand there and tell me your brothers, who is a whole foot shorter than you, was able to reach up high enough to throw tomato paste across that wall like that. And it's going in that angle instead of the other one. Miss ma'am. So it's got to make sense.
Put your whole tomato paste investigation.
I did. My daughter looked at me like, what? My oldest daughter said, if the police ever come to me and say, say to me, I need to talk to you, she said, I'm immediately getting a lawyer. She said, because there's no way I can look the police in the face and factually tell them there's no way my mama did anything that y'all think she did when this is what she watch all day.
Nothing said, no. It was you, Princess
It was
Tomato
you.
Paste. It was you.
Lawyer me, please. Them shows don't teach you nothing but how to get away with red rum. That's why I don't understand how these idiots who call themselves wanting to have a God complex and get somebody out here keep falling and getting caught. How?
Ooh.
Every show on TV teaches you how to get away with it. They even had a show called How to Get Away with Murder, and y'all still getting caught.
I swear they did. Who would think they would even allow that to be a show and be broadcast telling folks how to get away with murder?
And people still getting caught on dumb stuff.
Yeah, people doing crimes and going right home, going to the baby mama house or to the mama house, like for real.
I knew somebody that robbed a bank and robbed the bank with a receipt that had all of their bank information on
it. Oh my goodness. You lying, Empress.
Yeah, no.
Why in the world would you?
He was high. Listen, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It's like a drowning person asking for more water. Like, these people stupid, man.
Yep, he robbed the bank. And when he robbed, true story, can't make it up, robbed the bank, because in banks now, you don't have to go in there with a sticky icky. All you got to do is go in there with a piece of paper and say, give me all your money. Legally, they have to do it. You don't have to have a weapon. That's still a robbery. So what he did was, he did it, but he used his bank receipt.
Oh my goodness. That's like drowning in a bathtub full of water by way of dehydration. Like, how do you die by dehydration in a tub full of water?
Yeah, that's a smart dummy. That's a smart
That's
dummy
a
right
very
there.
smart dummy.
Like majority of the criminals these days. Smart dummies. However, this one that we're dealing with in this case, I must say is quite smart. That's what the people, they're underestimating her, which is the crazy part. Because a lot of the stuff that she's saying is like so dumb, but it's like, she's skating that thin line, and she knows she's skating the thin line because she in school to be a lawyer. This girl know what she doing. She playing chess. They still playing checkers. That's the problem.
That's wild.
The doctors at Chance told her Tyrone's injuries were not consistent with Kiara's story about him jumping out of a moving vehicle, as he had blunt force traumas to the back of his head. Taquisha further said surveillance video from Papa John's would show that the couple were arguing and possibly fighting before the incident. She also went to the area where Tyrone was found and located a sub.
So basically, she's saying that the Papa John's video would show that they were fighting. So
Right.
my question is, did that vehicle stop somewhere between? Because she's saying they left Papa John's and she gonna get into it. They made a U-turn. So when
Right.
you hear it, my question is, did that vehicle stop somewhere between Papa John's and when they made the U-turn where this happened? Because I still don't see any way possible that anybody can swing with enough force inside of a vehicle to hit somebody in the back of the head. Do you know what kind of angle you gotta be at in the back seat, or even if you the driver, to hit somebody in order to get that kind of injury plumb in the middle of the back of your head?
Right.
It ain't enough space in the car.
You're right. And I would have said you would have had to be in a very big car with a lot of space. And they wasn't in a limo. So you definitely couldn't have done it in the car.
I wonder if she stopped that car, did it, and then pushed him out.
Because it would have to be, now it could be that. You would have had to some way get some form of leverage to do it. So that would mean you stopping the car and doing it and lying about keep going. Like somewhere in the midst of all of this, there is some lies being told. That's definitely something about the story ain't adding up. And you saying that you didn't stop, you kept going. If this happened in that car, you couldn't have kept going. You had to have stopped. This happened, pushed him out the car, and then you went on about your bit. This couldn't have happened in the midst of no driving going on.
Right. Especially not with you by yourself.
Especially how you did it and you driving. That's number one. And number two, there would have had to be another person for you to keep going, and he jumped out and all of that went on. No.
You take me outside, I'll bring you.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Y'all continue to talk. I'll be right back.
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
I'm that night rider, low key lavish. Gold teeth, grin, bad habits. You that island spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curve.
I'm with Emperor. I wish I had the money she had to pay for all of the information they gonna send her, and I can't wait
Yeah.
to see.
This is the thing, though. It's like at what point, though, too. And I wish that y'all had the money too to be able to get it done. But then at the same token, too, I'm still leaning back on what's going on with the local PD, because you saying that you're using all this tax money and all this other stuff in order to be able to literally be doing what this young lady did of her own. You're supposed to have funds and resources in place for you to be able to solve crimes.
Yeah, so that was
Individuals
gonna
are
be
there
my
to be
next question
detectives, to detect things.
Yeah,
If you're
like
not
how y'all
detecting
have the
things, then what are you
resources
there
to do
for?
this and it didn't get done. Here's someone, a content creator who has the money to pay, and kudos to her for having the money to pay, number one. and willing to do this investigation and figure this thing out and see, and put the pieces together because, 1 and 1 is not equaling 2 in this scenario at all. Like I said, there is some lies being told. Something had to have happened to him by way of another person. This did not happen to him hopping out of a car. And damn sure not at the speed that she said the car was going. 25 miles an hour is not enough for you to hurt yourself that bad. Yeah, you will hurt yourself. Maybe twist your ankle. You probably don't necessarily mean you broke anything from falling from the midst of falling from twisting your ankle from jumping out the car at that speed.
All right, y'all, I'm back.
Right.
That big of a problem? No. That had to be done by someone. It didn't happen from jumping out of the car. It could have happened in the car by where the car stopped. And like Empress said, she would have had to have stopped. And this would have had to have happened. And then it wouldn't have been able to have happened by her because he would have saw it coming.
Exactly.
Who's gonna sit there and let you do, period.
But then that's my thing though. Even if you have a number of incompetent individuals on a local police department, you have a number of individuals that are there that are seasoned, that are experienced, that have seen various different scenarios. And out of all of those individuals and those seasoned ones that was there, nobody said, "Hey, this don't make no sense."
Right.
Now riddle me this, right? So, who was that? Father Locke? Was that you who just said he would have seen it coming?
Yeah.
Now think about this, right? Dro was known to have 2 sticky ickies on him at all times. When he was found with one on him. So you this would have had to have been an ambush. You mean to tell me this man had a way to defend himself on him and didn't use it?
Yep. I agree.
He was snuck. He didn't see that coming.
And then for me, that's what brings me to my two split thinking, my two split theory on between her and their culprit. Either this was an ambush by way of you concocting, or this was an ambush by way of you owing somebody. And this what this argument was about, you wanting him to get rid of this problem for you, and he wasn't willing. And in the midst of it, the problem caught up with you before you can get it handled. And he was the culprit of the problem getting handled.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Look, the Champagne City got some extremely creative minds. Because, baby, we done created a whole mini-series on this live. Look, y'all, we could start a mini-series called Lulu.
Go on.
With all our theories. And look, everybody got a full story. We got the beginning, the plot, the climax, and the ending. We got it figured out.
Oh, don't forget, we done got the special feature and deleted scenes too. We done ruled out the deleted scenes. The deleted scenes, everything we done ruled out.
Listen.
And provided a photo of that person. Tyrone and Kiara had a room at the Fairfield by Marriott, and that Tyrone's cell phone was pinging at that location. Kiara was in possession of Tyrone's personal belongings and would not give them to the family. The sister also had concerns about Kiara driving at the time of the incident because Tyrone always drove everywhere.
Hold on 1 second. I just got to rewind something to hear something she just said.
And provided a photo of that person. Tyrone and Kiara had a room at the Fairfield by Marriott, and that Tyrone's cell phone was pinging at that location. Kiara was in possession of Tyrone's personal belongings and would not give them to the family. The sister also had concerns about Kiara driving at the time of the incident because Tyrone always drove everywhere and believes Kiara should not have been driving when the incident occurred. The sister also...
Trying to see if they said who got the room. Hold on.
And it gives the Florida tag. After taking pictures of Kiara's vehicle, Porter spoke with Tyrone's mother, Renee Demps, over the phone. Renee's phone number was provided to Porter by Kiara. Renee said Tyrone had never been suicidal and had never had any mental health issues. Staff advised Tyrone had a fractured skull, brain swelling, and a breakdown of the vehicles. Remember, there were no other vehicles on the road. On 12/29, at approximately, the couple were arguing and possibly fighting before the incident. She also went to the area where Tyrone was found and located a subject and provided a photo of that person. Tyrone and Kiara had a room at the Fairfield by Marriott, and that Tyrone's cell phone was pinging at that location. Kiara was in possession of Tyrone's personal belongings and would not give them to the family.
But that doesn't say he was at the location. It only
Exactly,
says
just
that his cell phone was pinging at the
which could
location.
have been set up there to make it look like he was there while all this was going on. Because why would anybody need to look for him if his phone is pinging at a location and the hotel would be a legit place and a person would be? So what's the harm in that? Oh, he's at a hotel. Like this
He
is
got
just
hit in
making
the
it
head
seem,
at that cabin. I'm trying to tell you
it's
what
making
God
it seem
loves.
set up more and more and more that you go into what she's saying, Empress. Now we're rewinding it back and hearing her say that again. It only his phone, because I didn't hear her say that at first when she said his phone pinged at the hotel. And you're right, that don't mean that he was there. He could have left his phone there. Who don't? Oh, we just run into the store right quick. I don't need to take my phone. We just run into the gas station. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been, which could have been, I need to know what's going on. See, now you got my wheels turning. Now you're going to have to do a
The
part
sister
3.
also had concerns about Kiara driving at the time of the incident because Tyrone always drove everywhere and believes Kiara should not have been driving when the incident occurred. The sister also provided the name of the cabin, which was Postcard Cabins, early in the week, and 2 witnesses reported a possible domestic incident. And they reported this because they'd already gone out to Postcard Cabins and already talked to the people. So we're clear about this. And at this particular time, no one can verify the stuff at Papa John's because they didn't have that just yet. So then Officer Boyette went to Shan's, and mind you, the family asked for them to come see them. They didn't. They just spoke with them over the phone. But then did go to Shan's, and they spoke with a charge nurse who confirmed that Tyrone was declared brain dead. And here they said 1,300 hours, but the other documentation say 329. So 1,300 hours is 1 o'clock. Why they stuff all over the place, I don't know. And that he would remain on a ventilator until 1 o'clock on the 30th. Officer Boyette also went to Papa John's and was told the pizza order was a walk-in order that was made at 5:18, which we know was on the pizza box, and that the manager was sent a link and uploaded the video of the order being placed. Officer Boyette also went to Fairfield but was unable to view the surveillance video. Boyette also canvassed the area for the subject.
Why didn't they ask who came in and got the pizza?
That's what I'm not.
That would have been question number 1.
I was just
Who
gonna say that
came
you took it out
in
of my
and
mouth.
got the pizza?
Right, that would have been question number 1. That's the main thing.
The hell you go there for? Lord,
That's
it's the
crazy.
police. It is the police. What is going on where the fictional police can solve more cases than the real ones? And I understand they got writers and whatever, hell, but I'm still saying, you telling me the writers are smarter than the actual police?
Because ain't no way you went in there and didn't ask who came and picked up the pizza.
That the sister provided a photo of, but was unable to locate him at that time. So then there's another report. So this report is where they reviewed call notes of the incident, and it's a summary of those notes. So basically, I told you the call came in at 5:46 to the Combined Communication Center, which is 911. They began receiving multiple calls of an individual laying on a roadway at Southwest Archer Road near I-75 overpass, blocking the eastbound lane. The individual was awake but not responsive. None of the callers saw how the individual got in the roadway, and nobody saw a vehicle hit the individual. At 17:49, the individual was no longer awake but still breathing. So that's literally 3 minutes after he was no longer awake but still breathing. At 17:50, GPD arrived, which I stated was 4 minutes later.
Hey y'all, quick pro quo. Can we pause for a second? Because I just looked at the time, and for me, I am Central Time, and my time is showing 12:12 a.m. And is this Easter Sunday?
Yes, it is.
Can we celebrate the fact that our Savior got up just for us? Now, this might not be a segment for everybody, and I understand We got people in the Champagne City who aren't believers. But for those of you who are, can we just take a moment to thank God that He thought enough about us to send His Son for us? And we ain't talking about my Jesus is a white Jesus and my Jesus is a black Jesus. My Jesus is Jesus, baby. It don't matter what color Jesus was. It don't matter if He was purple, pink, blue, gray, or green. The fact that He thought enough of us to give up His life that we could have the right at eternal life. Can you do me a big favor and just give God a moment of praise? Just because He sent His Son just for us, just because the Son loved us enough that He gave His Son for us, just because His Son loved us enough that He suffered even unto the cross for us, just because the Son loved us enough that He went down in hell and didn't stay, but He got up just for us, just so that He can look at us and tell us, if I could get up, baby, you can too. Can we take one moment to just give God the honor, the glory, and the praise? Because this is Resurrection Sunday. And my God, my Lord, got up just for you, just for me. So rise, Sally, rise, baby. Wipe your weeping eyes. He got up so you can get up. You ain't got to stay down, baby. Put your hand on your hip and let your backbone slip. He got up for you. He got up for you. Baby, this is Resurrection Sunday. Thank you, God, for allowing us to see another Resurrection Sunday. For those who know, you know. Let's continue.
They got there before fire rescue did. The subject is breathing, has a pulse, and is in recovery position. Mind you, GPD are first responders, but they didn't jump in as a first responder. They just stood around while the witnesses were the ones trying to deliver aid. 1756, the first fire rescue reports that the subject is a trauma alert in reference to falling out of the moving vehicle and losing consciousness. And then 1757 is when Kiara arrived, and that's when they're getting the individual ready to be transported to UF Health. 12 minutes. So the police saying she got there immediately, but it literally was 12 minutes, and it was 8 minutes after law enforcement got there. At 1828, they re-verified that it's not a vehicle accident, and it was injuries that from a medical emergency that they needed to figure out. So again, at that time, they should have been securing the scene and trying to figure out what took place if they understand that this was no other vehicle that was involved. They should have been looking for skin on the road. They should have been looking for anything, blood, anything. They didn't do any of those things. And mind you, they knew this at 6:28. At 11:12, Officer Porter asked call notes that she's attempting to contact the individual's mother, Renee Demps. So then it goes on to say, I reviewed body cam footage from the officers on scene. Tyrone was laying down in the roadway with his feet facing east. I don't know east and west, so I don't know what that is. Tyrone's feet were in the outermost eastbound lane, while his upper body was in the bicycle lane. Tyrone was approximately 40 feet on west of I-75 overpass. The first witness was the first person to stop and attempt to help Tyrone. That person said he was driving and saw what he believed to be a trash bag in the roadway. As he got closer, he realized it was a person. That person stopped his vehicle, which was in the outermost eastbound lane, to block traffic from being able to hit Tyrone. That person said another vehicle stopped, and those occupants began rendering aid. This person...
Go ahead.
No, I was saying when she said she didn't know east or west and what it meant eastbound. When you're eastbound, that means your feet is toward the traffic and your head is toward the bike lane. The bike lane is more toward the shoulder. So when she said he was laying eastbound, his feet was toward the traffic and his head was toward the bike ramp of the bike trail of the road.
Right, which
means
you exited
he was
the vehicle
out.
head
So how?
first.
which could mean that if he did exit head first, he was thrown out, because how you land horizontal if you jumped out the car that's going vertical, you going straight forward. So how you end up sideways going straight forward unless you was thrown out of it? Because ain't no way a car that's going at 24 miles an hour is going to cause you to strip it or roll out of it, like roll down, or it's not going fast enough for that. Trip you, yes, but not to where you land sideways.
And for me, wouldn't your body be all flipped up? Like,
you wouldn't just be laying flat like that. You would be twisted up, all this mangled like. No, you would have to be placed in that place like that. You have to, that's the placement.
Oh, Lord.
Even I did not see how Tyrone got in the roadway. The other people who stopped to render aid were the two witnesses that we know about. One is a nurse, and said when they first approached Tyrone, he was unresponsive and would not talk. They both said they had no idea how he got in the roadway. They said he was initially in the roadway and they pulled him to the shoulder. They rolled him onto his side in a recovery position and kept him stabilized. Kiara arrived to the scene approximately 8 minutes after the first officer arrived. Kiara gets out of her vehicle and immediately approaches the ambulance as Tyrone is being loaded onto it and asks if Tyrone is okay and trying to ask what happened. So you're aware, you stated that he jumped out of a moving car, but you pulled up and asked what happened. GPD said that we're going to see body cam footage when you...
Even the nurses said they don't know how he would get in the road like that. You just heard me say that. And this was before she even had a chance to tell you about the nurses. Because that don't make sense. He would have to be in place like that.
Right.
Girl, somebody did this to that man. And Lord have mercy. Somebody did this.
Because how?
How? Yeah.
Now y'all listen. Because she go through this for like about an hour, and what I want to do is continue this with a part 3 on tomorrow.
You got to.
What I want y'all to do is make sure you go back and watch yesterday's live.
Okay.
And watch, if you didn't watch the live before that. So I've done 2 lives recently on the Tyrone Davis, where we go back and watch those 2. That way when we come on the live tomorrow, we'll all be caught up, and I promise it'll all make sense. And when she's talking, you'll be like, yep, makes sense. Empress said that. That's what she said. It makes sense. We said that on the live. So go check those out. And then tomorrow we're going to hop on here and do another live panel. We're going to meet in our little, what I call it, our little detective debriefing room. That's what I call it. We going to meet for a little detective debriefing and have a conversation, because this don't make sense. And I feel like at this point, I hope they reaching out to the FBI, the CIA, the DEA or something. Look,
for what? They need to be reaching out to us, because we going to solve it tomorrow. We going to be the one.
No, because they need to have the whole police department investigated. Because if you allowing something this serious to go by.
Not enough authority involved in this. And this makes me feel like, which brings me to my other theory before we leave the air, it makes me think they involved in some way. Because how they get that fast? Who reported it that fast, seen him land that fast? Was it a busy street? Was it a lot of traffic? What? Because how y'all find out about it that fast and then get that fast between him being where he hadn't her getting to where she had for her to drive back out? She just looked behind her seconds, minutes, and there's ambulances out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I definitely understand what you're saying, and it's going to be about going back and ask all of those questions. Even ask the question, what is the response time typically when the happening happens in this particular zone or this particular portion of the city? Is it always rapid response, or is this like a fly-by-night situation where you have a rapid response in the area that otherwise wouldn't get rapid response? There's so many things. It's literally like playing connect the dots. We just got to make sure, and they have
because
to make
the only
sure
way they could have gotten there that fast in the sense of of the person finding him, number one, if somebody actually, a witness found him, number one, if there was an actual witness. We are reading reports that they made. So, and if you're involved, you can put whatever you want in this report. That's number one. Number two, the time framing. Where are y'all far away from the police response buildings? Were y'all in proximity to them? Is the reason why they got there that fast? Because even if finding out in a quick time, it still takes you time to get there. You got to get through traffic. They got to pull over to let you through. Y'all got there a little bit too quick for my nature.
And she took too long to get there for my nature to claim she was only 5 minutes away.
Long. And of course, to make it look like she didn't know. I mean, if you come right away, you look too guilty. It's just like somebody committing a crime and then come right away, right after you did it. Now, of course, you're going to return and do damage control, but you're not going to come that fast. You'll have to make it look very, very like you didn't know what was going on. Like,
but see, according to her,
because so she was gonna come back.
I say people don't exercise their right to shut the hell up, because according to her, she did go back right away. She said he got out the car. She drove off about 5 minutes away, thinking that he would keep coming down the street and meet her. Then she saw the paramedic and saw the paramedic, and she followed the paramedic back. She claimed it was only about 5 minutes, which was impossible when you look at their time.
So how did he get hurt within 5 minutes, and then they get there that fast within 5? Oh my God. Yeah, she needed to excuse her right to shut the whole hell up. You needed to shut the entire powder blue fuck up. Because that's probably why she got PR team now. Because hearing about this, they probably like, you need to shut up.
She must have used her pretty girl privilege or something, because clearly they ate it up. You couldn't get away with it. I couldn't get away with it.
No problem. She ate it. They ate it up and then leave no problem.
Because they said all of this is accidental. He stepped out of the vehicle with his 2 feet and got blunt head trauma from the ground that don't have no blunt edges.
Now you see why I think they involved, because either they drunk the Kool-Aid and became a cult member of hers, or they involved, because you can't tell me y'all that much of an oxymoron. You can't tell me you're that dense. And you on the police, you can't tell. But then again,
and there's no blood.
Right, and there's no blood, which makes me think that's the reason why when they went to the Pizza Hut, they didn't ask about who came and picked up the pizza, because then you're putting too many pieces together for you to execute yourself. This is why they're only asking certain questions. Anytime you see
a body cam, think about all of the fizz and felonies that we've done.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a body cam and something has gone wrong, where it's ended up where someone is no longer here. I got one that I'm working on for y'all right now. The first question they ask, what was the argument about?
Period.
Because I need to know if you was arguing with her or if she was arguing with you. It makes a difference, because that's going to determine who the aggressor is. And another reason why y'all should go back and watch yesterday's video as well. We break down the autopsy report. We go all the way through it. And on the video before that, I go through all the questions that I have in this case. And I go through all the questions that I feel like should have been asked and still should be asked in this case. And that the family shouldn't rest until they get answers.
I think that's the one I got a chance to go back and watch. The one from last night. I mean, was that last night? I think it's the one that I did not get a chance to watch.
Yep, that's the autopsy.
I'm gonna have to finish watching. I got a chance to start it, but I got to finish it. But I'm gonna definitely have to go back and watch it, because you got to do a third part of this. You have to, because this is just like, this is worth the comeback. Because now I'm invested in that shit. Because this ain't making sense to me. It's not making sense to me. And I hate when something got me puzzled, because it's going to bother me until we come back and talk about it.
Right. Anybody have any final thoughts before we get out of here before the night? They sleep, Father Lot.
Me? No, actually, the only thing I
Not you.
have
I
to
said,
say.
are they sleep? They sleep.
Oh, I thought you
Nisi.
said that I have anything to say. No, bro just popped back in, so I know he's still woke. And Niecy, I don't know, maybe she fell asleep or what's new?
Okay, go ahead. She said, I'm not asleep.
Oh, okay. I was finna say I come there, I come to the D.
Go
But
ahead. Final thoughts.
my only final thought is with this whole scenario, of course, there is no question there is something shady in the shake. And damn sure the milk is not clean. What I need to understand that would alleviate a lot of my questions. One, the police, why aren't certain questions being asked and only certain questions being asked? Why did it take y'all that fast to get to a scene of that magnitude? How soon between the person supposedly seeing him and calling and making the call and reporting it, this witness, and then y'all getting there? Were they in proximity to the medic teams and the first responders? Were they far away? Because to get there that fast, and she said within 5 minutes of her wanting to see if he was going to follow her, and then you look back and you see ambulances, something ain't right about that, which leads me to think something in the authorities may have something to do with this or in on this in some way, or because it ain't no way y'all got there that fast. That's
Right.
too quick. That's just too quick for me to accept that as true.
I
That's
just
my
feel
final
like
thought.
she, yeah, I just feel like she knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And I believe that it happened at that cabin and it went further and that's or it happened in the back seat. And all I'm gonna say is I just cannot wait until the rest of this information come out so we can have a more better look at what really going on. Because that don't make no sense that we know more that we doing better than what the police department doing.
Because I am very much so sure if they may be theories now, but finding out more information about this and inference bringing it to the forefront, I believe a lot of our theories are going to reign true. I really do. I think we're going to be dead on about a lot of things. We may be a little bit far from some things, but I don't think we far fetched from a lot of it. I don't. I really don't.
I don't either because I almost factually believe that that doggone car wasn't moving. Progressive. Is he there?
Yeah, I'm definitely here. Um, I think one of the things that I'm taking away from this case and possibly every other case that you've covered that has the similar rhythm as this one, where it's more questions and answers, is to be very, very careful with who I associate with and knowing who the people associate with, who I associate with. Because a lot of times it's not even that we associate with people that may have things going on, but it could just be as simple as having people who you associate with other people who have things going on. Do a thorough vetting on who you putting in your life, who you allowing in your life, because it may definitely in the long run make the difference on between whether you live or not.
And I agree with that. And that doesn't matter what society you from or what part of life and or what class of scale you on. And definitely don't matter if you're on the lower class or the upper echelon. You need to really in this world and this definitely in this day and age, better seek out the scan of who you are allowing in your personal life. Because like Progressive said, there are people that just are involved with folks that really mean no good. And you being involved with them makes them think that you are a like-minded individual. You know, we can't get people to understand that I can base you on your own accord with what you have with me, despite what you have going on outside of me. But in the world we live in, birds of a feather flock together. So yes, if this person got those things going on and you're friends with them, they very much think that you accept that and you are part of that same type of mind frame and lifestyle. So yeah, please, people, be mindful of who you entertain, interact with, and damn sure allow in something as precious as your personal life. And that's it for me. Father Locke said it, and I stand by it.
Thank you, Father Locke. Listen, you want to hear what I gotta say? Number one, I gotta say, as far as I'm concerned, that doggone car wasn't moving. I don't care what y'all say. There's no way that we see the injuries that we see. Matter of fact, it's not even about the injuries that you see. It's about the injuries that you don't. In my opinion, there's no way that he exited a moving vehicle. I think the vehicle was stopped. I think whatever happened under the overpass so that it would be obscured from view, maybe trying to obscure from cameras. And I think whatever happened pretty fast. And I don't think it was one part. I think potentially he might have been injured and it might have been finished under that bridge when he was pushed out. I don't know. That's my opinion. And I believe he was pushed out. There was no way he exited that vehicle on his own. What I'm going to tell you is what I tell you all the time. The world is a stage. Trust nothing. Question everything, including everything that I say. That's why I always provide y'all with visuals and stuff to back up what I say, because I want you to be able to have proof. I want you to become a people in 2026 that you don't just fall for the Kool-Aid and drink the Kool-Aid because somebody told you to. That's how Jim Jones got all them people. We are not being Jim Jones in 2026. I want you to ask the questions. That's why we're going to get golden chapeaus made. I just got to figure out where I can get some golden chapeaus made. For those who don't know, that is the thinking cap in the Champagne City. Whenever you see the golden chapeau, and we're in StreamYard, that's why you don't see it, and not OBS, that means it's time to think. We're thinkers over here. We don't just fall for the male bovine feces. And all throughout this case, everybody has been dropping male bovine feces, from Lulu to the police. Just everything about this case is just wrong. And I'm starting to feel like I felt with the Nancy and Savannah Guthrie case. Bring in the FBI, bring in somebody else, let them take over, because clearly it's not that the police didn't do their job, they don't want to. Clearly. Do me a favor. Drop in the comments and let me know what you think about this story. This has been segment number 3 of our going all the way back to the beginning and starting at the beginning and weeding through all the mess and the chaos and just getting down to the facts of the case. Please go back, and I'm going to create a playlist that has all of the videos in there together so that you can see them all at once. But please go back and check them out. We are on our road to being monetized. I did make my 1,000 subscribers. Now we trying to knock out those watch hours, and you know YouTube keep playing with my numbers, but that's all right. Go ahead and check out some of those videos. Do me a favor, hit that like button, the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Consider becoming one of us, joining the Champagne Gang and the FizzFam. And if you're not sure just yet, don't worry about it. We'll leave the light on for you. Consider supporting the channel. The Cash App is on the screen. And if you don't want to hit the Cash App, your like, your view, your heart, your hype, all of that is just enough. Thank you for just being here with us, my loves, my darlings, confidants. Until next time, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Ta-ta.